Welcome to episode 4 of Calling the Audible. Why does my headset sound this bad? I hope it doesn't transmit that to the audience.
No, you sound good.
Okay.
It's just the headset's bad.
Okay. This is why Peace takes off the headset every week.
Correct.
Hello everyone, welcome to Calling the Audible. I am Iggy Magnets. I'm joined by William Power.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Hello, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
First time on the show we were talking.
Yeah,
right?
It is a lot smaller in here than I thought it would be, but I like it.
Don't tell the secrets. Come on.
It's huge, folks. It's massive.
Yeah.
It's massive.
Let your imagination run wild.
Yeah.
Eagle, hello.
Hello.
Do your eagle sound.
No.
Yeah, look for it, and there you are. Hello, eagle.
You know it's actually a hawk. Since
Yeah.
we're talking about production secrets.
I thought you did that, actually did that.
I mean, I have a soundboard, so.
Yes. It's less cool now. I thought you actually used your mouth.
You thought I actually made that cry.
I was like, wow, you're so cool. And you did that. Oh, God.
Yeah,
never
don't
mind,
do
never
that.
mind.
Don't do
The
that.
sound
anymore.
bites one better.
So, Will,
Yes.
again, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Tell the audience a little bit about yourself. Maybe not everyone's familiar with you. Of course,
Yeah.
most of FPF is you're always around the field. You love the game of football, especially
for sure,
flags. So
For sure.
so give a little details about yourself.
Yeah, for sure. So I play in Div 2-3-4 with Bless, Preach, and Hot Sauce Sports with Peas. And I've been playing in FPF since 2015. Absolutely love it. Started writing for Division 3 this year, the articles, and I've been super into that. And really happy to be on the show, and love how the league is continuing to get better, with the Instagram and all that good stuff. So it's pretty cool.
You literally asked, "Is my hair okay?" before going live. It looks exactly the same
Does it really?
as the
Does it
picture.
actually?
Yes.
I feel like it looks better in the picture.
Yeah, maybe the lighting will do that to you.
That was at Hebert.
So yeah. So look, over 355 games played, over 200. You hit the 200 win mark.
Nice.
There you go.
was-
Your stats are obviously loaded on the page there. 5-time All-Star, 3-time champion, 4-time individual. Are those mostly two-way player of the years, receiver of the year?
Mostly receiver, actually. Yeah, no two-way players yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
no
the next
receiver.
one
Yeah,
on top for you
exactly.
there.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is you're a better individual player than a teammate, hence why you have more regular trophies and championships.
People hate playing with me. That's what I've heard. So I've been trying to work on that, but not good.
Oh, a great teammate. We've played on a few
Thank you.
teams on different teams and
Yeah.
different leagues
Yeah.
and all. No, hell of a teammate. We'll see how you do alongside here, co-hosting here, Calling the Audible.
Tough guy to replace Peas. That's not easy.
Yeah, or replace me and I'm replacing Peas. I don't know.
True.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Eagle, do you have any news and notes for the audience here?
Do we have news and notes? I actually haven't looked at the script today. It's one of those days.
So the first one, we'll just throw it out there. There's about 30 teams left that need a team picture. So the scorekeepers have been instructed on helping you get those pictures taken. So just a little reminder, you know who you are. You go on your page regularly and see no team picture. You're gonna get one either on your next game. So look out for the scorekeepers to take your team picture after taking your roster down.
Similarly, if you don't like the way your team picture turned out because someone's blinking, someone in your roster wasn't there that game, you didn't have your jerseys, etc., just ask your scorekeeper to retake the picture, and they can do it either before the game, after the game, or at halftime, whatever is most convenient, and they will get you a new uploaded one. Similarly, if you are an individual without a picture, also go see your scorekeeper, or they will come see you, and let's get that loaded onto your profile. We do this for, one, it looks nice to actually have the face associated with the name. Otherwise, we wouldn't know Will's hair is all curly. We just have to exist in the void. But also because from a compliance perspective, and this will get us to our next point, we want to ensure that you are you. And we're getting our database all cleaned up with the proper pictures, because in the future, we're going to try and implement some new regulations and bylaws, if I want to call it that, to ensure that you are representing yourself and not someone else. There was a case recently, and we said, to hell with this won't happen again. And so this year is the prep year for next year's fist.
Red tape.
Yes. The power of my fist will compel you.
Wow, you're the Antichrist here in all things FPF. And seriously, I think at least for all the reasons Eagles giving, no one cares but the league. But as a player, this is everyone cares about. It helps the scorekeeper get the stat right.
Yeah, for sure.
If like we were saying, if I have a William Power without a face and I've never seen you before, I don't know who you are. And if there's two people not wearing a number, well, you're already not going to get your stats. They're going to be hidden for the game. But like, I just don't really know who to give the stat, even if you are, and this happens to two people wearing number 11.
For sure.
And I'm like, okay, well, this willpower is going to get it. And maybe you're not getting the right stats. And so as an individual, you want to get your stats right.
For sure.
That's obviously important. So that's one of the more important reasons for players.
Plus, when people Google search your name, your stats come up. So
really,
yeah,
that is true. The other day, Marvin and I both wore number 0.
Yeah.
For Preach, because I'm 0 with Preach and he's 0 with Blessed, and he doesn't have a Preach jersey. So the scorekeeper was really chill, and she came up to us and she was like, "I got your stats, but just for next game, clean it up." So thank you.
Well, you're the exception to the rule because there is an actual willpower. And then there's the website, willpower.ca. And then willpower as a concept, too. So you're not the best example for
Wow.
this, but yeah.
And who's this William Steven? Oh, okay. All right, Montreal.
Nah.
You're not even there as a writer, Will.
Wow. That's pretty disrespectful.
No images.
No way.
Hockey player before you.
I can't skate, so let's.
And it's a Montreal Canadian, very appropriately.
Yeah, no, that's incorrect.
Is that Doug Ford? No, wait, no.
William Shatner. You dumb.
Never mind. Yeah, so for the writers, we have a new writer that joined the team today, actually.
Yeah.
A lot of things. I do a lot of things now lately, and they kind of blend all into one. But co-ed has a new writer. It's been lacking some content. We've gotten that feedback. So on it, we were on the search for a co-ed writer. Zachary Alberts-Gill will be writing articles for co-ed.
I don't think I've met a more positive person on the football field than him.
Very true.
Like because I subbed for your team a few times, and like we'll give up a touchdown. He'd be like, "Yeah, but you didn't get beat by 30 yards. It's okay. You tried your best." And I was like, "Damn, like that guy's cool."
Yeah.
I like him.
Really good teammate. So I'm curious and excited to see his content in a written format.
Yeah, me too.
I'll do the Mocon thing of reminder for playoff eligibility, that it is half the season, 5 games needed to be playoff eligible. The number one thing I'd say of that is respect the uniform protocol. It basically drills down to 2 things. Wear the same color as your teammates and have a number on your back. And the number cannot be taped on or drawn on. It really has to be stitched or what's the word I'm looking for?
Printed.
Yeah.
Steamed.
Yes, I was looking for the
laminated.
Yes. Oh my god.
Sublimated. Tattooed.
Maybe I'm not the right role for this. Maybe words don't come easy to me, and that's why I'm a writer.
There's been a few incidents recently where players were trying to get GPs. We've recently cracked down with the scorekeepers and are being much more diligent in terms of when we're going to award them and not. So, and this always happens, right? Like, I get it. We're all team captains or have played on enough teams to know one of those games you need a sub, and okay, they show up, everyone has black and they have white, and you're like, shit, you're an idiot type of situation. Technically, if this is a playoff game and you had playoff eligibility, we wouldn't let you play, like straight up, for playoffs. Regular season, okay, fine, but you don't get stats type of situation. That's usually the way it works. I get it. For one game, for a sub, fine, you deal with it. But if you're going to become a regular on that team and you're going to become playoff eligible, you should have a jersey. You're on that roster at that point. Have a spare, have a color jersey, like literally go and buy a Derek Carr jersey in black, right? And buy a Derek Carr jersey in white and in silver.
Not Derek Carr, but anyway.
Yeah,
but hold on.
Because they're liquidation, right? That's the whole point.
Got you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
you said something that doesn't make sense to me, so help me understand. I'm playoff eligible on a team.
Yep.
I have a team picture. Individual picture of myself. I'm playoff eligible, and I show up to the playoffs without a jersey color that is the same. that's not the same as my team. I'm not allowed to play?
Nope. Regular season, we don't care because whatever, you bring in subs. Playoffs, you don't have a jersey, you don't play.
That's the
Because-
first time I hear that.
That's
Nope,
harsh.
That's the way the rule. That's the way rules officially written.
That's harsh.
Can I
That's-
say
I
it-
can
it's a
understand that I'm
playoff
not.
game.
I can understand that, like the regular season game, I'm not given the game played. My stats don't show up, but because I forgot my jersey, I'm not allowed to play.
In that particular case, yes, because it is a playoff game.
Can I say I don't like that?
That's
Yeah.
the way it is.
Yeah, we're not officially a show about FPF or representing FPF. We're a show talking about FPF.
Okay.
So your opinion can be stated here. I'm not sure I'm fully on board with that one either.
I mean, that's just the way it is.
That's the way it is.
It
Fine.
is what it is.
Maybe that could go on the rule suggestion for maybe. We'll review that one. Anything else, Eagle?
That's pretty much all I have on my list. I don't know if you guys had anything going into this week.
Those were the three things I put on the script.
Then why would you ask me a question you know the answer to?
No, I said, do you have anything else in addition to these?
No, because those are the three things on the script.
D2. Will, you
Yes.
play in Division 2.
Yep.
It's your second time playing in the division.
Yep.
Just before we get into the Party Crashers, because that's actually a game. Well, obviously you played against them, but that I got a chance to see. What's it like? Again, before Party Crashers Blue, what's it like to have played against Kevin Wyeth?
It's ridiculous.
I need to ask it right away. Like, what is the difference between watching him on the sideline in the stands versus being on the field and being really on the same turf as him and defending balls that he's just magically whipping in there?
Honestly, Iggy, to answer your question, I'm just pulling up the stats from our game when we played in week 1. He went 25 of 31, 274 yards, 8 touchdowns, and no picks. And I honestly can say I felt like defensively we played a fairly good game.
I know.
Phil was calling defense. Phil Fagan, really good defensive play caller. I felt like we were in position the majority of the game, but his ability to quickly scan the field and move from his first to second to third read is uncanny. And on top of that, even if he makes the wrong decision, which is rare, he's able to fit it in. So it's like it's really hard to knock his passes down, let alone pick them off. So in this game, it was like I felt like we were in the game up to halftime. But it's I've always heard about Kevin Wyeth, like checked his individual stats and seen he's won like 103 individual awards and all that stuff. But playing against him was unbelievable. And another thing is he's just a really chill guy, and I really liked about him. Like a lot of these guys, maybe upper divisions, maybe have big heads, but he's really not that type of guy. Super chill, fun to play against, and I hope we don't see them again. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, I'm sure. The Eagle, the Kevin Wyeth TD counter to break the record is now 36 touchdowns away from tying the record. He's now 37 touchdowns.
Set by himself.
Yeah, set by himself.
Okay, I was gonna ask by who.
At 66.
Okay.
He's 36 away from tying it. He's 37 away from breaking it.
And he has 6 games left.
Yeah, he has 30 TDs in 4 games. And he has 6 games left. He's on pace for 75 touchdowns.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's insane.
With very few picks, obviously.
2 picks? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 2.
Yeah,
30 and 2.
that's a pretty good ratio. if you ask
1,000
me.
yards in 4 games.
I think he's gonna break his own record.
Yeah, I think I definitely think so as well. So we were saying, Will, that you played Party Crashers Blue this past Saturday.
Yeah.
And I was there on the sideline watching it. I guess I caught about the second half of the game. And even though you were up 1 possession and then 2 possessions at one point, we were talking about this on our way here. I felt like they were always within reach, and that the game was still stressful. But tell me what you thought about that game.
Well, I think when you have a guy like Fred Dupree that's able to throw the deep ball as well as he is, games are never in doubt when they're losing. He in this game he didn't have his best game, but still completed 20 passes for 5 touchdowns. I'm with you on that. Like we were winning this game. We had fairly good control. Ariel actually picked off the first pass of the game that Fred Dupree threw. And defensively we played well. But I never really felt like it was that safe. Steve had a great game, as he
Yeah.
usually does.
Yeah.
So that was, we're able to bank on him. So that's a big plus, of course. But yeah, no, with the quick strike ability of that offense, you just never really feel like that you have the game in the bag against them, especially with the ballers that they have on the defensive side. And Hogue, who's a pretty good rusher, actually. I'm starting to get to know him a little bit more, playing in the higher divisions. And he influences the game though he got one sack. But I know with this team, I think, like I said, game's never over, and they're just experienced, right? It's hard to put an experienced team away that knows flag football and then know the game as much as these guys do. So it was an impressive win. We were happy. Obviously, we came out with the victory. I think 15 points is like you see it, you think we crushed them, but like you said, it wasn't really like we won by like the 15 points that it says, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a couple things from my perspective. One, you guys managed the game, and not just Steve. All of you are all aware of the game situation at all times. Whether it's you, Jafar, Marvin, Phil, you're all saying in a couple plays, if we score, we need to go for 2. That'll make it a 3-possession game.
Yeah.
Guys, we can't let the quick score because there's 7 minutes left on the clock. Make them use their timeout so they can't use the onside kick. Like it's not just Steve, it's everyone on point, really thinking about the game, critical game management, points in the game, and you guys decided that throughout that whole game you took control of it. Is one. Two, I felt like Steve does this to a lot of people. He frustrates defenses, and not just defenses, but Fred Dupuis. I felt like he was losing his mind, like with his
how
defense.
is this happening?
Like, come on, like get me a stop. I need a stop here. Like, but like, and then that not only defensive, that affected his offensive game, right? You know that Fred Dupuis is like a deep shot taker, and he loves it, and he's good. He's very accurate on those balls. So I just felt like that frustration got to him in a certain way that just played in favor for you guys. And then Jafar Hassan, four TDs on half of his receptions.
Yeah, he is Jaff, my boy, is having a heck of a season, honestly. And he's one of the guys that maybe that doesn't stick out the most on this squad just because he hasn't been playing flag for that long. But he and Steve, as we all do, love flag football, and like they're always talking to like FPF nerds. And Jaff is really proud of him because he's having a really good year on both teams that he's playing with us on Preach and on Blessed. And I think you're gonna hear his name a lot more in FPF this season and seasons to come.
Quick follow-up question since you're here. Stevie H, 25 for 32 in this game. How does it feel being responsible for 29% of his incompletions?
Yeah, that is.
I saw you pull up the calculator, Eagle.
I was like, I know it's 2 on 7, but I'm like, let me get specific here.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, especially because Steve throws a very catchable ball. So it's tough. I remember there was a drag he threw to me in that game. I should have caught it. And I did
near the red zone, right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
yes,
I saw that.
And no, that's no. Steve let me hear about it after the game, and I'll be the first.
He gave you the stare. And
for sure.
The side, the hands on the side. Like.
That's what's going on. No, that's Steve's go-to. But look, we all hold ourselves accountable for stuff like that. So, got to be better next game. But I'm glad we got the W.
So we'll just wrap it up here with Party Crashers Blue again. They're 1-4 now. They've played half their season already. Are you surprised that Party Crashers Blue are currently sitting outside of a playoff spot with a 1-4 record?
Definitely. No, they don't have Phil. I know they usually have Phil Ferrand on that squad.
Yeah, but they have Jourdain Alexis.
But that's what I mean.
He's a monster.
So like I said before, not to to keep pumping his tires, but Fred Dupuis is a great quarterback, and I think that no matter what 5 other receivers you have on the field, as long as they have some type of flag experience, he's going to win most games. So yeah, sitting at 1-4 is tough. The good thing is the majority of the teams in Division 2 make the playoffs, right? I think it's like 10 of 12 or something like that, or like the last 2 don't make it. So I think they'll find a way to squeeze in, but halfway through the season, they need to start rallying around those wins and getting them. But I'm quite surprised. They lost a few close games, right? They lost a few close games. So
well, that's the thing, right? If you look at their schedule, I mean, I don't know if their first half or second half which one's easier at this point. Because obviously they had Vengeance in the first half of the thing, but they had Brace 2.0 in the second.
Right.
They have like Touchfoot, 450 got skills potentially, which are wins there. Jean Smet Zik is probably going to be a tough game. Run It Ones can go either way. Like, I don't know. I don't see it improving necessarily the second half of the year, or if maybe it's a roster inconsistency. I know while I was scrolling through the roster there, a lot of people have played only like 1 or 2 games type of thing. Like, yes, they have a kind of a core group that shows up, but maybe that consistency or that one player that makes a difference in terms of the offense or the defense is, I guess, not there for that game that it matters. Like the 1-score games, like you mentioned.
Right.
Yeah, you mentioned touch a foot 450 there at the end of the schedule. I think that's a problem for Party Crashers Blue, and we'll move it over to them. Touch foot 450. I saw them play against the aforementioned Vengeance Monday night in Saint Laurent, and these guys have taken steps already.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to get smashed by Vengeance. Look, in the end, it was the score tells a different story, but they were right there, punch for punch, with Kevin Wyeth in the first half of this game, and where in week 1, Brent, the scorekeeper, said these guys were a hot mess against Moretti crime family. Like, they were bamboozled was the word I used on calling the audible. Determining and explaining how they played. They looked totally different with Alexandre Jovin throwing the football. I'm telling you, I'm like, was this the same quarterback? Because like this guy can sling it. He was whipping that ball around there. So again, we're moving away from Party Crashers Blue there, but I think having touch foot 450 late in the season like that is actually not a good thing for Party Crashers Blue. But
it's also going to be an Alexis battle, right? Because you're going to have Jean Lee versus Jourdain when it comes to those rosters.
In that one, I was very impressed with Alexandre Jovin. What have you seen from touch foot 450 so far? What are your thoughts?
With those guys, they're a super athletic team, right? And like you could just I haven't seen them play too much. I've seen a few plays here and there, and they're athletic, they're quick. They really do have ballers all across the board. And Darren Wiltshire, I think he started the year quarterbacking for them.
Yeah.
But when you have him at quarterback, you lose him as receiver, right? And I remember playing against him with Kangaroos in the FPF Cup, and he's a very good receiver.
Yes,
so
he is,
having him back in the receiver position for that offense, with Jovin throwing, who would look at his completion percentage is not the best, but his yards per completion were crazy in that game, right? If you 15 completions for over 200 yards.
Yes.
That's right. The deep ball is the big success in Division 2. So I think these guys are going to get better, like you said. And for Party Crashers Blue, you'd want to play them now, right? Like before they start rolling on and before they start getting hot. And like we just talked, right? There's only a few teams that'll miss the playoffs, and Touchfoot 40 will probably be close up until the end. But I think this team just has too many athletes across the board to continue kind of, I guess you can say, struggling in terms of the win-loss column. But like games like Braves 2.0, Jean Smedic, that could be, I could see them being killer bees. Even Terror Squad, who hasn't been that great this year. So I think for them, it'll just be a matter of how they end up finishing the season.
Yeah, I see. Like I said, I saw vast improvements just in 3 weeks. So they're definitely a team that's just, I feel like, getting better and better. Yes, tough matchups with Braves 2.0, but I'm telling you, they were going score for score with Kevin Wyeth.
Yeah.
And in the end, they just ran out of real estate. At one point, Kevin Wyeth, again, another 8 TDs he posted on Monday night. That's hard to do.
Yeah.
That's going perfect on every possession.
Yeah.
At 34 is going to win you some games in Division 2.
It should, yeah.
Just not against Kevin Wyeth.
No.
It's not enough, right?
Yeah.
So Will, we're going to wrap up Div 2 here, and we're going to do like we are throughout the night. Will, your finals prediction, please. Pick 2 of these teams in Division 2 that you think are going to be in the finals, and give me a champion.
Okay, sure. So
Wait, I have a caveat here, though, because
Yeah.
you play in this division.
Yes.
If you pick Blessed to make it to the finals, you have to explain why you're likely to lose that game versus the team you pick.
why likely to lose? Okay, so for that reason, I will not pick Bless in the finals. I will actually pick...
Because you can't pick yourself to win. That's just shitty.
I'm with you on that. I'll pick Vengeance to be in the finals against Braves 2.0. And I know that, look, like you talk about 2 D1 quarterbacks, that may be the easy one. I'm going to keep it simple, right? You got 2 great teams. You got 2 great quarterbacks in this one, obviously. I got to give the edge to Vengeance. Like, it's Kevin Wyeth, and, credit to him because he's been throwing to guys that, I don't think he's been used to throwing in his career. The Submergent brothers, they're ballers. Drysdale, we know is good. The Landy brothers. And obviously, Kirak, who he's been throwing to for a while now. But, this is a kind of a new roster for him. And also Michael Kazaka. but he seems like as if he's been throwing with these guys for years.
Like the chemistry he has with James Drysdale is just it's crazy.
That's what I
already.
mean. And like, so I'm gonna go Vengeance, and I think Braves 2.0 is, maybe quote unquote the safe pick. They played actually a little while ago where Vengeance won 47-46. So like that has championship game written all over it. So I'm gonna go Vengeance over Braves in the finals, Div 2.
Yeah, that was our game of the week.
That's true.
Hell
Yes,
of,
it was.
hell of a game of the week
Yes.
by Chris and Sam.
Yeah, he's great.
The setup at the intro with the beginning intro.
Yeah,
with,
yeah.
Hey, do you feel any pressure ever?
Nope.
Never. and then he gets replayed at the end 'cause down on the 5-yard line for
Yeah.
the TD. Awesome game. And okay, perfect. So you
Yeah.
have Vengeance winning
Yeah.
Division 2.
I do.
Here on Calling the Audible, we like to have bold takes because fortune favors the bold. And so for your conservative pick of Kevin Wythe versus Joe Maher,
But I do have a bold prediction in my articles if you guys read them.
Okay.
No, in my at the bottom I do bold predictions. So
Okay.
it's like wow. Okay, never mind.
I heard something, but I didn't
Yeah.
hear it. It was
it
very
was
light.
It was an ooh.
All good. All good.
Ooh. We'll move to Division 5, and we'll start with 5A.
Alrighty.
Him University,
Yeah.
the Joey Notaro,
Yeah.
Travis Moses team.
Yeah.
They seem like a team that's going to need to outscore a lot of their defensive woes. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Is it a sustainable model for them to be successful in 5A?
I don't think it is sustainable. However, I think that their defensive woes will slowly vanish because this team is too good to be giving up the amount of points they've been giving up. Right now, they're sitting at 1-3 in 4 games, giving up 134 points. Like, this team is good, right?
They draw 2 games to basically extra points, though, right? I mean, consider that, then another game to a score. So this could
Yeah.
easily be like a very different story.
For sure. No, definitely.
Right, in their record, but the fact that they're giving up
on defense.
a lot of points is worrisome.
It is. I think that they're going to find a way to kind of clean this up. Right now, Travis Moses has 7 picks in those 3 games. So, not really setting up your defense for great success. But I think that, he's going to be able to turn it around. That defense will be able to turn it around because of the guys that they have. So it's tough to consistently put up 40 points and expect to win.
That's the thing.
So no, I don't think it's sustainable, but I do see this team cleaning it up on the defensive side of the ball. Because, obviously, number one, they're good, right? We've
Yeah.
heard a lot of these guys before. They know their flag football. And
But the other half are very inexperienced.
yes, that is true.
That's
true.
the thing.
Yeah.
And they're new to flag.
Yeah.
And they're new to the concepts. And
And the stat line shows it. Like, it's very obvious who's carrying this defense here, right?
It really does. And the game against Buffalo Wild Wings, I could just tell when it's not Joey rushing
Yeah.
and it's someone else who's letting a quarterback roll out, gain extra time, gain an extra window that opens up. They were just slicing and dicing the
Yeah.
Him University defense, and it forced Travis Moses to go deep more often,
Right.
which you're going to get just naturally intercepted more often on deep balls
sure.
that travel longer in the air. And I just don't think it's sustainable. I think they absolutely need the defense to be better
Yeah.
so that it could set up Travis for success.
I totally agree. Totally. We talk about like FPF in general. Like it's an offensive game, right? Like, I mean, it does favor the offense. You got the onside kick now that potentially gives them an extra possession. You think about it, you have 4 chances to get 10 yards. Yes. Still, like, I'm not giving this defense a pass. I know, like, I just talked about it being an offensive league and it favoring the offense with the rules and the added plays that we have there and the onside kick. I think the first half of the season, especially with a lot of these new guys, is a learning curve, right?
It
Like
is.
You learn, you understand the game of flag. None of us started off playing flag and understanding it right away. Even if you come from tackle, right? Sometimes it's even harder if you played tackle before. So, I know a few of these guys, like Ashif. He's more of a soccer guy, but he's a good athlete. I went to high school with him, and like James subbed a few times for them, so he knows this stuff. And I've heard good things about Brandon Kerr. So I think they'll be okay, but it's gonna, like. An example like this week against ISUP. ISUP's a solid team, but they're gonna have to beat a team like that. I know ISUP's good.
They're gonna put up 30 on him.
Right. And so maybe they're gonna have to put up 31, right? And that
Right,
one, like,
exactly.
But if they want to win this game, they can't afford to give up 35 plus.
Yep. I think the games against Ice Up, Ballers, Red Knot Skins, they're unfortunately, like, these are very good offensively talented teams.
Yeah.
They're gonna put up 30 quite easily on them. So it might land on the shoulders of Travis Moses, of Joey Notaro, to put up one more point, like you're saying, in each of these games.
Yeah.
In Group B of Division 5, who are you most disappointed in with their current record so far? So could be a winning record, could be a 500 record. Who are you disappointed, though, overall?
I'm going to go, we talked Group B. I'm going to go with Les Petits Carottes
Yeah.
at 1-2. Because I don't know too much about this squad, but I do know that I often check, the FPF scores of all the games, and they've been good they were good, right, these past few seasons.
Yeah, they went to the finals in the spring season in Division E.
And the first game of the season, okay, they lose 19-12 against Save the Turtles. They're a good team, right? Save the Turtles are a good team. They've been playing for a while. They crush in the next game, but then to lose 37-12 against the Process. I know it's a good squad, right? You got Noah Groper throwing, you got Ariel playing as that number one receiver, who's very good, especially for Division 5. Probably too good for Division 5, but I think it's just that last game that kind of rubs me the wrong way. This is. Les Petits Carottes are a good team. Like you said, they made it to the finals, and I think it's a lot of what have you done for me lately type league. And sitting at 1-2, if they were, maybe 2-2 or 2-3, but yeah, 1-2, I'd have to say I expected more from these guys early on in the season.
Yeah, especially this last game against the Process. I thought they would keep it closer.
Yeah.
And especially when I saw that Jason Reyes, the quarterback of the Division E team that went to the finals, played, that surprised me even more. So I totally see where you're coming from there. I'm gonna go with the West Island boys. Man, I had a game against them. It was an offensive fireworks show, 41-38.
Those are always so fun.
So fun,
Goodness.
really, really, really fun. I wondered how I got 7 or 8 possessions, and while I only got 6 last night, and I'm like, oh yeah, because there were 40 bombs and just 1 play, 2 play scores, and hurry up offenses. It's just they're too good to have a losing record. 1-2 is not a bad record given how many good teams there are in Division 5. It leaves me wanting more. I say this a few times about, certain quarterbacks, players, teams. I'm just man, you guys are so good. And they know it. And they are really good.
Yeah.
Defense is not outstanding. Mm-hmm. It's beatable. There's things to work with, but the offense, it's an offense that you drool over. And so for me, it's just I think with him University, I think this is a team that can outscore some of the defense's lapses that could occur in a game. Mm-hmm. So yeah, having a losing record at this point for me is just a tad disappointing.
I mean, you look at their points for, they have 102 points for in 3 games. You would think they're at least 2-1, probably 3-0, right? And sitting at 1-2, that's surprising.
And the plus 22 differential,
exactly.
They're not terrible. I'm not saying they're terrible defensively. Plus 22 shows that. You'd think with a plus 22, look at the other teams. The Process, 2-0-1. Plus 32, no friend zone, 3-1. They're in that category, but without the record.
Right.
So yeah, I'm disappointed in them. Igor, are you gonna jump in?
Yeah, I'm gonna do honorable mention to Tip Top Shape, and it shoulders specifically on David DeAndre, just not playing well in the pivot position right now. 6 touchdowns, 4 interceptions in 3 games. His lowest quarterback rating since winter 2013, from what I'm looking at the stats here.
And everything.
So yeah.
So in a decade.
It's been bad, let's call it, this year. And I get it. Obviously, there's been a few injuries on this team. There was an incident a couple weeks ago. Gashed the head and the whole stuff or whatever it is.
I saw that.
So I understand there's circumstances leading to the results here and everything. It's not just what's said on paper. But I don't know. When I read Tip Top Shape, they're that established franchise where, okay, you don't really consider them the S-tier teams, but definitely not sitting at the lower end of the standings. That's just something that's just very unusual for me to see.
Yeah, it stands out for you. Yeah, I see that. There's compelling cases for all 3 teams that we mentioned. Mm-hmm. Will, we were talking about on our way here some of the great receivers in Division 5A. I got a little game for you here. Okay. We're going to play the Stardom, Situm, Cut'em edition in Division 5A receivers. I'm going to give you 3 names. Okay. You're going to give me someone you're going to start.
Iggy, there's 5 positions on the field. Why would you need to sit or cut someone if there's...
No, I'm
No.
sitting.
You got to go with at least like 8.
I'm
or
going with the
something.
fantasy edition of FPF.
Yeah, I
the
like
one,
it, Iggy.
the one we're trying to run in by Peas. Peas, where's the fantasy? Where's FPF fantasy?
That'd be pretty cool.
He's trying to get it up and rolling with
Nice.
being able to make a team with a certain
Fantasy.
cap.
I'm for that.
A certain cap and
It's
everything.
cool.
So the names are
Okay.
Skylar Bailiff
Okay.
of West Island Boys, over 300 yards.
Yeah.
You got AJ Zapatelli, leader in TDs with 10.
Yeah.
And you got Felix Boutet. So you got to start one, cut one. No, start one, bench one, and cut one. Who are you starting?
Oh, that's a good one. Okay, I'm gonna start.
Hey, they're all great. I'm giving you 3 great receivers, but you got to start one.
I'm gonna start Felix.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm
Reasons.
gonna reasons, speed.
Yeah.
We played against us, Party Crashers Blue.
Division 2. He's playing so more higher division experience.
Yeah, very good route runner too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go number 2. I was debating between AJ, Zaptelli.
Yeah. You're benching.
Yes, benching him. He
Okay.
has a
So
really,
he's on your roster,
he's on my roster,
but you're benching.
but
Okay.
I'm benching him, and it was close between him and Felix. He
That's Skylar. Oh, to start.
to start.
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
It
okay.
was close between them two to start.
Okay.
He has a great connection with his brother,
Yes.
and he's able to take a 1-yard slant to the house.
Yes,
a
yeah.
1-yard hook to the house, and like that team's been getting better over the last few seasons.
Yeah.
And I guess
you're-
cut.
so
Skylar.
you're cutting Skylar.
Nothing to like. Skylar's a baller too,
Yeah,
right?
he is,
Obviously,
yeah.
it's just like those are 3 great receivers,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, you have to cut one. But Skylar's good too. I've seen him
I
play.
have a little bit of a different take on this
Go
one.
for it.
So
Yeah.
I agree with you in the start, Felix Boutet, because I think he's just overall flexible, speedster, backfield,
Yeah.
end zone stuff. I would take Skylar Bailiff over AJ Zapatelli and keep Skylar on the bench for situational plays because he has the height and the size that AJ doesn't have, at least in my opinion. And I think the chemistry between him and his brother and the situations that allows him to score touchdowns are the same situations you would rather have Felix Boutet, except Felix is more explosive, is my general feel. So for me, Felix and AJ are the same player between the two. I think Felix is the one I would prefer on a roster, and then Skylar is my height mismatch, my size mismatch, my play that I need a bigger body for other than the speed factor.
Okay. I'll take it slightly differently. I think we're all starting Felix Boutet.
Okay.
I think Eagle actually had it. He hit the nail on the head there. Just last night, for example, 4 TDs in our game against Ice Up. 2 on a skinny post, 1 on a drag, 1 on a slant. So like he really he's very versatile in his route running, and he just gets open.
Yeah,
He has
that's huge.
that ability to whether it's speed, cuts. It's just he gets open.
Yeah.
So that's one for me to start. I'm also benching AJ Zapatelli. I think there's and that in a good way. I'm putting him on my roster. I played with him in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
In the winter it was winter because it was December, but it was the Fall Cup. All-Star game.
Yeah.
He landed on my team. I saw a lot of potential to work with him.
Yeah.
Hitting him on his skinny
He's
post
just getting started.
was
I think
really
he's-
it was really fun.
Yeah.
And like you're saying, while Felix Boutet, he can take a 1-yard hook to the house. I think AJ has more of. It's not so much explosive. That's a characteristic that describes Boutet.
Yeah.
AJ's slippery.
Yeah, shifty,
He makes
Yeah.
guys miss.
Yeah.
He's making Rocco Cristiano miss on Monday night against
Yeah.
Tokyo Sandblast. And he has the speed to get away from a guy like Cristiano. The separation he can get, very similar to Boutet in a different way. I saw a lot that I could work with a guy like AJ Zapatelli. Some route running, he needs to just run the route he's given.
He's a little raw, right?
Yeah,
That comes
yeah.
with him being raw.
Like I told him to do a comeback in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
And while there was a corner going over top to him, and
Okay.
I threw the corner, and then I just see someone grabbing it, and I'm like, that's not who I'm throwing it to. I'm like, I'm getting picked off, and it was AJ. I'm like,
good.
why are you there? You're supposed to be running a 7-yard comeback. He's like, yeah, but I saw the ball coming to me.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you just run the route, dude.
Right,
I thought I was
right.
getting picked off. So slightly. So I'm on board with you a little different there from Eagle.
Yeah.
Will, it's time for your 5A finalists, please.
Okay.
So in 5A, the way it breaks down, there's no Conference A, Conference B. There's simply 16 of the 20 teams make it, so you really can just pick any 2 teams.
So I'm gonna go with a team we just talked about, Big Fat Bats.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with them in the finals.
You know, there's maybe a key piece of information you're missing.
I did not know that.
They lost Sam Mashtub.
Really?
Yes.
Due
For the
to-
season.
it-
It's honestly, it was complicated. I
Okay.
didn't get a clear answer as to why.
Right.
There's like
They have mutually parted ways.
there's like 5
Okay.
different reasons out
Okay.
there. It's a little fuzzy and unclear.
All right.
But all to say, they've lost Sam Mash.
Let's
the
make up
team.
a reason here. Let's come up with
He
one.
didn't like pink.
There we go.
There
Yeah.
you go. He didn't
Okay.
like pink.
Perfect.
What a hater, though. It's just a
So are you changing your pick?
I am not.
Okay.
I trust the Zeptelis.
Okay.
And I'm going to go with them. And I'm not doing this just to pump your tires, Iggy. I'm going to go no friend zone. You guys got a stacked roster. We talked about it on the way here. I was like, that's not a Div 5 team. And I'm going to go
Fits the cap.
just to put the pressure on you guys. I'm going to pick you guys over Big Fat Bats in the championship game. I like to give a score. I'm going to go 30-24.
That's low scoring for these 2 teams.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Pressure will be on. You'll throw a pick
Yeah.
early, but you'll bounce back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I see that. So we're done with 5A. We'll move to 5B.
Alrighty.
Here, Will. I'm not sure
Yes.
if you know the name. Guillaume Boulanger.
Rings a bell.
Okay. Do you know what position he plays?
I'm going to guess receiver.
So that's a no. So Guillaume Boulanger,
quarterback
quarterback.
for Red Dragons.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm way off. But the name does ring a bell, I promise.
Yeah. that's good. That means
Yeah.
he's making head waves in FPF. He's only. I was surprised to see this because I'm sure it's been a few more seasons than that. And I look at his his when he started, and it clicked back. He only started in winter of 2020.
Damn.
So he's only had 1 calendar year under his belt,
Right.
in which I believe he skipped 1 season, Eagle, if you're looking at the past stats right now.
Yeah, exactly. So it more recently now than anything else. I mean, pandemic years were all a mess and everything. But
Right,
yeah,
right.
I would say 2022 calendar year more so than anything else.
But missed the spring season.
Okay.
correct, yes.
Right? My God, from the time I saw him throwing in winter 2022 to winter 2023, holy crap, he got better. And in a heartbeat. Like, I would watch his games with Red Dragons, and I'm like, okay, there's something to work with here.
Yeah.
It'll take time. And I wasn't sure if it was going to get there. I want to see a bit more. Holy crap. When I saw him, I played against him this week in Div 4.
Okay.
And I'm like, Div 4, I'm not sure. Oh, no. He was totally was slinging the rock out there. And I saw his playbook. I'm like, in the end, I started talking with him. But I'm
Yeah.
like, watching it, I'm like, these are my plays. I'm like,
Really?
these look like my plays. Like, it looks, and if it's by chance, he said he got a bit of his playbook from Jeremy White.
Okay.
From I guess Jeremy coached him maybe in his past.
Yeah.
So a few plays from there, and then he said I also adapt on the fly with what defenses are showing me. So he has the ability to game plan in the huddle.
Yeah.
Which is a harder skill than you've played quarterback
For sure.
a bit. Like, and even me, I kind of stick to my plays. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll stick to certain plays that beat a certain coverage I'm seeing, but I won't come up with necessarily plays on the fly.
Right.
So like I was just super impressed with
That's
him.
awesome.
We talked a bit, and he said, dude, thanks, I appreciate it, and yeah, you know what, it takes 3 to 4 seasons before you
Oh,
start
yeah.
getting it.
Yeah.
And he's a great example of a team rising from Division 6, taking their lumps, taking those big losses against more experienced team,
Of course.
and being able to move up in the divisions and see success. And while in Division 4 they're 1-3, he's the leader in passing yards, I believe, in passing TDs. In Division 5, he's tearing it up.
21 TDs in 4 games with Red Dragons. You mentioned about like just play calling. For me, when I first started playing quarterback, the toughest thing was calling plays.
Yeah.
Or like, what plays are you going to call in certain situations? If it's
Right.
3rd and 1, am I taking a shot here because I know I have 4th down, or am I playing conservative to try and move the chains? it's tough. So I think that number one, the fact that they have a sustainable playbook is huge. Yeah, I think that like when you hear stories about this, and Boulanger is just one example. I think it's always like really cool to hear, and I think like especially with the younger guys, like we talked about AJ Zaptelli for an example. Like they come in and like you can tell there's something there.
Yes.
Right, and then like
It's raw.
Exactly, it's raw. The more you play, the more experience you get, the more you see how
What
the game works.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these guys are from tackle too, so it's like a really big different transition from tackle to flag. And yeah, I think that that's huge. And it's like he hasn't been playing for that long, so it's not as if he's had that much experience. So which is even more cool to think about the fact that he's able to ball like this. And what's cool is like you look at the stats of his Red Dragons team. The statistics seem to be fairly even, not in terms of touchdowns, but like you got one receiver with 19 catches, you got another with 14, another with 13. So it's not just one guy carrying the load.
He's spreading the ball for
which
sure.
is huge, right? And especially like in the lower divisions, you feel like if there's one stud, you take him away, the game's over, right? You have no way to kind of come back and win a game. But he doesn't only have one stud.
Close to 5 receivers that have 100 yards.
Yeah,
That's as a defense, that's incredibly hard to defend. Who do you defend?
right.
Okay, I'll take Emile Bolulo away.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You have Timothée Neman-Lacasse catching 19 balls for 181. Charles Beauchemin for 118. Like, he loves his snapper, I believe, is Lucien Leontiev. Like, just the weapons across the board. And again, these are many of the same names that have been there in the past.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, the stats have not looked like this. So it's really impressive on Boulanger, but on the team as a whole.
Would you be surprised to see them in the finals this year, or is it a little bit too early for that?
That's a good question.
I know I'm throwing you on the spot. I wasn't sure.
No,
Well, you're gonna have to answer that later.
Okay, fair.
Yeah. Look, they're definitely a playoff team.
Yeah.
They're even. I'd say they can have a deep playoff push.
Yeah.
I like them, and this is gonna shock the some people. I like them more than Green Monster, who's at 4-0 right now. I think they would have it in tough with a team like Primal.
Yeah.
I think they'd have it even tougher with, I think, the class of the division, which is Killer Rays. But I could see them going on a deep playoff run and potentially even making the finals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's good to hear.
Yeah. Eagle, your thoughts?
Yes.
None? Yes. Okay. Will,
Yeah.
like we did with 5A with receivers,
Yep.
I want us to look at the rushers
Okay.
in Division 5.
Yeah.
I want you to just pick one rusher to build a team around. So there's, of the Red Dragons that we just talked about, Vincent Bolulo, I believe the leader in sacks right now.
Yep.
Okay.
You have
12.
Yeah. You have Keenan Allen of the Blues, maybe related to Keenan Allen, receiver, now playing rusher.
Nice.
Philippe Barbeau of Primal, or Seb Zufold of Vic in a Box. Got to pick one to build a roster around. Who
I've
you going
played Vic in a Box a few times.
with? Yeah.
I'm not sure if Sebastian was the rusher when we played because it was a while back, but I like the PDs. I think that's underrated as a rusher. A lot of times, like that ball gets tipped in the air and it doesn't fall incomplete; it gets picked off, right?
Yes,
You see it with
yes,
Isaiah
yes.
Lard,
Oh,
right?
man,
Isaiah,
yeah.
he doesn't get a ton of sacks, but he bats the ball down in key situations. And I like Vic in a Box, so I'm gonna go with Sebastian on this one. Dufault.
Okay.
Yeah, if I have to build a team around rusher, I'm gonna go with him.
I mean, I had the option to, and he is my rusher in Div 5A.
Okay,
so,
that's true. That's what we
so,
talked- okay, there you
so,
go.
So, I mean, I guess I'm answering my own question, but
Yeah.
but I went up against Vince Bolulo
Yeah.
in Div 4.
Yeah.
The guy's a great rusher. Like, I tried just once to escape.
Yeah.
Just because something broke down, and even though it didn't, and I messed up on the one play,
Yeah.
and he sacked me immediately. Like, he was there every time deflagging me, but I'm a quick releaser of the ball, but
Yeah.
he was there every single time. And the one time, like, even throwing a little pump,
Right.
No, I got sacked for 7 yards.
There's
Like,
some guys that just don't miss flags.
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible.
Yeah. He's one of them. His speed, his angles he takes, great rusher. I'll go with Bolulo.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. Eagle, are you going with someone?
Yep.
Pick one.
Oh, I have to pick someone.
Yes.
Because
Oh.
technically I can answer that question.
God damn it. Are you picking one?
Nope.
Will,
Oh boy.
your Division 5B finalists and champion, please.
Okay, here we go. So just like in 5A, this one could be
any two teams. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the team you said, Iggy Primal.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with them playing in the finals and
Yeah.
losing to the Warriors. Warriors,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they've been in 5B for like even before I was born. I don't know how it's possible.
Seriously, what the hell?
This team is really good. Mitch Feigenbaum, he is the first thing that comes out is great thrower. He
Yeah.
could run. He's just a smart quarterback.
yeah.
and,
He's a
like,
good decision maker.
You
yeah.
don't like necessarily see that from guys that play in the lower divisions, and he's talented enough to play in higher divisions. I guess right now they
Yeah.
fit, so why not?
Yeah.
And you got Ziegler at receiver, and Adam Rabinovich too is a great defender as well.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with them. They have way too much experience. They've been playing in this division for too long, so not to win it. So I'm gonna go with them. Warriors over Primal.
Okay, Warriors winning it.
Yes, Warriors winning it.
Okay, because
Warriors winning
I
it.
think they've made a couple finals.
Yeah,
I think they've lost every single one that they've gone to. So
because I don't remember them winning it.
No, they definitely lost against Sikbik back in like 2017,
Remember that one, yeah.
2018. And then they lost a final to no, they won. They won an FPF bowl against
Okay.
Save a Horse in 2021.
But no championships. You're right.
But no championship. So you're saying it's
This
their
is the year.
All
This
right.
is the year.
Okay, you heard it here from
Warriors.
Will Power Warriors, Division 5B winners. Will, we're gonna move it over to the women's division.
Nice.
In the women's, Will, we had an upset special of the week. We had the 0-3 Fit Squad defense that were able to completely shut down the high-powered offense of the 3-0 undefeated Vortex. And they held them to just 6 points. That Vortex team has been averaging since last fall about 30, 40 points a game, holding them to just 6 points in a 7-6 victory. So let's deep dive into this one here.
Yeah, 7-6. Super rare score, right?
Yeah.
For FPF.
Yeah.
You talk about, obviously, there's two ways to look at it, right? I like the way you looked at it. Talk about this defense shutting down that offense. But you look at like Frederic Chevary here, 9 completions for 30 attempts. Okay, definitely they end up losing that game. But no, like talked about the defense getting 2 picks in this one. Alexandra getting 3 PDs and Alyssa getting 2 sacks. That's huge. FPF is a long game. We talk about it being like it flies by, right? I think it's 2 22-minute halves and like the 5 plays, and it's a lot of. That doesn't really seem like a long game, but in reality, there's a lot of possession. So to hold a team to 6 points and be able to stop their convert is huge. I think that's great. Fit Squad was 0-3 coming into this game, right? And Vortex 3-0.
Yeah.
Like you talk about a special, like an upset special doesn't get more upset special than that one. I think that's great, right? Great for the division, and I like that. I look for Fit Squad to continue building off of that one.
Yeah, I think, Anika Browns of QB of Vortex had been kind of I don't want to say steamrolling, but she had a great start to the season.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, to complete about 50% of her passes, only throw 1 touchdown, throw the 2 interceptions. I can see her maybe having gotten a little frustrated. She still moved the ball down the field.
Yeah.
I feel with 136 passing yards. I feel like the red zone defense, which is really what the red zone, I guess, and goal situations happens once you pass the midfield.
Yeah.
The Fit Squad defense really, really held up strong there. And like you said, Geneviève Gourdet getting hands on the ball for the pick. Frédéric Chevalier with the PD. And I think the very underrated Alex Falconcorb, her speed, both offensively and defensively, with the pick and 3 PDs defensively. She's one of the leaders on that Fit Squad team. 3 of 11 on the targets and or reception to target ratio is low, perhaps due to misfires from Chevalier.
So we don't know why, right? It's tough to judge that.
Yeah, exactly, right? We unless you're there to see it. She usually is quite sure-handed though, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe her 1 touchdown was a 40-yard or 45-yard. And look, that could either have been a long bomb, or I'm not surprised if she took like a 3-yard hook or a 3-yard slant all the way down the field. She's very shifty, a great player that we've seen in co-ed as well. So yeah, she's definitely a leader on the team, and I think they rode the back of her to a 7-6 victory.
Yeah, I like this. I like this team, and obviously, just quickly, we talk about someone we played with, Rekka, right before. I'm
Yes.
not going to try and pronounce her last name, but she's super solid too, right? Like
Yeah.
super great teammate, really good hand. So I think when you're able to have her on the offensive side of the ball, definitely helps.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at the players in women's one.
Mm-hmm.
If we move over to the women's stats, and I want to do a little exercise here with you. We're gonna play a little game, and we're gonna draft
Nice.
a women's one division offense.
Okay.
So you're gonna pick a quarterback. I'll
'Kay.
pick one quarterback.
Okay.
You'll pick 4 receivers.
Yeah.
I will pick 4 receivers. We'll do it in a let's do a snake draft.
Okay.
So
got
so I will let you, if you want,
you. Mhm.
start. Well, you know what? Well, yeah, whatever. You're the home team. You get to
Nice.
you get to decide if you want to take the first and fourth pick or the second
Got
and
you.
third.
I'm gonna go first and fourth.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you in any order that you want, you can take your
Okay.
quarterback first. You can take your receivers, but who are you going with your first overall pick here?
Sarah Parker.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right,
For me, that was fairly easy.
okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. I pulled it up here, and okay. So since now I can take my time with my quarterback, I will go with a receiver,
Okay.
and I'm going to go with Laurence Pontbriand of the Brutes. She's like we kind of highlighted her and spotlighted her in the Fall Cup
Mhm.
edition of one of our episodes on calling the Audible. She's that Gronk 2.0
Okay.
red zone target,
Nice.
undefendable, back of the end zone, whether smash out, smash ins. She's just a really a beast on the field,
Mhm.
and even on 40 bombs, she can take it all the way. So give me Laurence Pontbriand with my first pick.
Okay, nice. And you get next pick too.
Oh,
right?
I do
Yeah.
have the next pick. You're right.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna combine her athleticism and her boxing out size ability. I'm gonna complement that with she's lower on the TD scale, but I just love her versatility.
Mhm.
She's a weapon, whether it's with her speed, her catching ability, sheer athleticism. It's Caroline Moquin-Joubert,
Okay.
my number 2 pick. So I'm taking away your number 1 receiver from Sarah Parker
That
because
is true.
they play together. They have a great chemistry. So I don't want that for your team.
That is A-okay, because you know why? I'm going to go with, so do I get 2 picks now?
Yeah, you get 2 picks.
Okay,
yeah.
nice. So for my next pick, I'm going to go with Jasmine Farmer.
Yeah. Ooh, oh, great pick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Five-time champion, 2-time individual award winner. Super solid.
What else is there left to say?
Exactly. Great two-way player, right, on offense and on defense.
True.
Pulling up her stats here on defense, just quite a few picks on the season. So I'm going to go with her to play offense and or defense. Like we talked about those two-way players. Sometimes you need, sometimes you don't have subs, right? You need like players to play both ways. So I'm going to go with her.
Okay.
I'm also going to go someone I just mentioned who I played with before. I'm going to go with Rekka.
Yeah.
I think that,
yeah.
you know, she, I'm not sure if she plays snapper for her team.
Say the whole name.
Rekka, okay, wait. Oh, goodness. Whatever. Rekka, forgive me. Okay, wait. I'm going to
Siva
go.
Subramaniam.
Okay, wait. Sorry.
Maybe I missed a
He
vowel.
has to do it.
I'm going to ace it. Rekka Suva Subramaniayam.
Yeah, a little.
bet you
iffy.
I was pretty
I think you missed one vowel.
Yeah, like maybe half a letter.
Yeah, maybe.
But I'm going to go with her.
That was impressive enough.
Yeah.
Get a little golf clap.
Thank you. I try. So I'm gonna go with her just because I've seen her play and great hands. Like it's very very rare she drops a ball.
Yeah.
Very good route runner. Understand the game very well. Smart. Great on defense too. I started playing defense a few times and I was impressed with her ability to tackle and also with the fact that she's a really good teammate. You know that that helps able to keep a cool head in tight games. So I'm gonna go with Jasmine Farmer and Rekka.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Yeah.
I won't take my my quarterback last, so I will take my quarterback now to be fair. I'll pick. I'm between 2. I'm between Emmanuel Bransard of Bleu Pou and I'm between Sandrine Gobet-Huyot of Les Bleus, the 2 finalists of last year's Women's 1. Obviously, they have championship pedigree outside of FPF. But I'll go with with this year the better passer so far, which is Emmanuelle Bransard. She's also the QB for Girl Scouts in Division 1 of co-ed, and
Okay,
she's leading their team to, I believe, a 2-0 or 2-1 record, a winning record nonetheless.
Nice.
So I'm going with Emmanuelle Bransard to lead the way as a quarterback, and I believe this would be my last pick. Eagle, if you're counting down and writing
I'm
my
not.
team down.
I'm so
Why are
I
you
don't
not
even
writing my team down? God damn it.
My team's way better, anyways.
I'm going to go so with the Bleu Pou. I know she has, I'm going to give her one of her receivers, and I can't find her name, but I believe, no, I'm going to go on Bleu Pou's page here.
Do I have one or two more picks? Sorry to cut you off.
I don't know. Eagle was supposed to keep track. Eagle, producer of
Let's
the
see.
show.
Technically, you didn't say that, so I haven't been.
That is true. I didn't say. So I'm going with Beatrice Bouchard.
Okay.
She has a great connection with her, and always one of the leading receivers on her teams that she plays on. This year, no touchdowns so far, but catching 10 of 16 of her passes thrown her way for 79 yards. She's the type that can take that 1 yard hook, 3 yard drag all the way to the house. Makes very shifty player. I love her ability downfield as well. So give me Beatrice Bouchard to round out my team.
Okay, nice.
I believe you have 4 players on your team, so this would be your last pick.
Last pick.
Yes.
I'm gonna go Emma Racine.
Oh,
Emma
nice.
Racine,
Yeah.
Les Bleus. She's good. Stats this year aren't as good as like you'd expect from her. She has not bad. 2 games with a party mix actually, in not the women's, but she has 10 catches, 77 yards. She has 2 TDs with Les Bleus, and similar to the other players I picked, I like her ability to play offense and defense.
Yeah.
She's good. I've seen her play a few times, and she just always seems to be in the right spot. And like she's not going to be a player that either doesn't run the right route or is out of position on defense. She's going to be where you need her all the time, and just a reliable player. 4th and 5, you know who you're going to. If she's on the field, you're going to go to her. And already an all-star, and she only played 33 FPF games. So I'm going to go with Emma Racine to round out my my squad.
I hope one of my players can snap.
That's true.
Rekka, you made a solid team there.
I think it was a little bit better than yours.
I like mine. So we move on to Ghosted. They are now in the middle pack of Women's 1, sitting with a 2-2 record, only putting up 49 points so far, allowing 68 with a negative 19 point differential.
One off a good time.
Yes, Eagle.
I love those jerseys. So,
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
It's what is it to you?
It's reality. Being
It's-
ghosted.
Oh,
You never been left on read, Iggy?
oh.
Have you left
Yeah.
anyone on read?
I thought it was like a Pac-Man thing for like it's small to see.
He's not answering the question.
No, he isn't.
Yes, yes. I've been left on. Yeah. So they're sitting at 2.
Are you the ghoster or the ghosty though?
ghosty?
This is honest.
Andrea Hevia has thrown 8 TDs but 7 interceptions, so throwing 1-1. I see on the roster, and from previous experience as well, knowing that they have Marie-Ève Girard on the team, does have 100 receiving yards and leads a team with 3 touchdowns, tied with Stephanie Lange. She's a very good passer of the football in Girard. I mean, is it time for them to make a switch at quarterback, or after their 19-0 win over Torrance, are they in a prime position to stick around in Women's 1?
That's always tough. You see that even in like the men's divisions, like happening like that, and co-ed sometimes too, where you have a good quarterback that plays receiver that can do both. I think you stick it out. You're sitting at 2-2 right now, especially after a win. I know they only put up 19 points. If they would have done it, I probably would have done it after the Vortex game, right after putting up 0 points.
Right.
I think if you put up 19 and you get the victory, no matter how you get it, you stick to it. And like you said, the 100 receiving yards as well, which is not bad. So it's a fairly big part of the offense there, so you don't want to take that away. So I think you keep it for now. You see how it plays out. They play Les Bleus this weekend. They believe a fairly good team.
That's gonna be tough. Yeah.
So you get a lot more answers there. But no, I think you stick with Hevia to at least for the fifth game for now, and see how things go.
Yeah, and she has a lot of great receiving options at her
Right.
disposal. Like we said, Giron with 100 yards already. Even Jessica Gosselin, another 100-yard receiver. There's Marie-Christine Gauthier of, I believe, playing with Villains in co-ed. And Amélie Durocher that we know of from MFL as well. She's on the team.
Baller.
Yeah, so there's definitely weapons at her disposal.
Yeah.
So hopefully Andrea can look. She's moving the ball 556 yards. It's maybe the completion percentage. It's just a tad under 50%.
Yeah.
If she can just make those easy completions, let those talented receivers do the work for her, I think she can see those numbers improve. Will, your women's one finalists, please, and winner in the women's division.
Alrighty.
So you have a simple 1 through 11, the overall 1 through 8 make it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
So it really is any of these two. Let's I guess take it 1 through 4 and then 5. Pick someone. No, just pick 2. Just pick 2. Forget what I'm saying.
Okay, pick. So pick the finalists.
Yeah, just pick 2 finalists.
Okay. Well, I'm a Concordia student, so I'm gonna go with Bees.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's not a homer pick because I know they have a good flag squad. I'm gonna go with Bees against Les Bleus. Les Bleus, just like looking at the team, they got a solid solid group there. And I just I believe Emma Racine's on that team too, right? Who I just drafted.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Bees over Les Bleus, and go Stingers, go representing Concordia.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, look, you're riding the Sarah Parker bandwagon through your fantasy team here that we drafted, and all the way to an FPF championship.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you. We'll go to the second division in women's, and we look at the top of the standings. We see 2 undefeated teams here. We have the Carababes as well as the Tam Villiers coached Linkset. The question here, Willpower, which of these 2 teams have the better defenses? In your thoughts. So Carababes have only allowed 34 two very stingy defenses. Let's not forget that or deny it. 34 points allowed by Carababes in 4 games. Linkset has allowed 28 in just 3 games.
Oof, that's a tough one. I'm gonna go with Linkset. Being coached by Tam is obviously a big plus. When you got players like Constance Miller on the team, Miller was, I think I pronounced that correctly, got 2 picks, and then you have Marie Soleil with 5 picks in 3 games.
Yeah.
Like that's a ton of picks, right? And of course, stopping a team, no matter how you stop the team, it's a win for your defense. But if you're able to get picks, that's huge. It sets up your offense for better field position. So I think it looks like this team, Linkset, their defense is able to set up their offense for good drives. So I'm gonna go with them. It's close, but I'm gonna go with Linkset there. Especially like look at those picks, like 5 picks, 2 picks, 1. It's already 8 on the year. So
yeah, you definitely like if I'm game planning against Linkset. I'm a quarterback. I'm like definitely know where Marie-Soleil Desgagnes is at all times because she's a ball hawk, right? 5 tackles, 5 interceptions in just 3 games already. But you're going Linkset. I'll go Carababes.
okay.
We got a quick glimpse on Instagram at Stade de Montréal.
Saw that.
The
toe tap catch?
the toe tap
That was
interception.
nice.
That was, I believe, Caroline Larivière. Beautiful concentration, toe drag swag on the sideline for
Nate
the pick.
Burleson.
Yeah, absolutely. She has 1 interception, 2 sacks, 5 PDs, and 1 pick 6. Maybe the stat wasn't taken down because I don't think she took it all the way to the house on the sideline there.
Hey, she would have had great balance if she did that.
Incredible body control. But look, just I think her as a defender is very versatile. Throughout whether it's rushing a quarterback or having those amazing hands and feet control
Yeah.
along the sideline, that just tells me a little bit about this Carabebes defense, and I wouldn't be surprised. I believe I've heard the name Ophelia Poisson Vecchio before, so like this defense to me is impressive with what they do. I'm going with Carabebes.
All right. Fair.
If we look at the middle of the standings, Will, and all the 2-2 teams, so I believe there's 4, as Eagle brings it up. We have the Steelers, Wildcats, Phoenix, and Wolfpack. Who's the favorite out of these 4 to jump and make a push for the top 3 seeds, and which team is going to fall down or more likely to fall down in the standings? So just to give you a bit of context here, so Wildcats, who are the 4th of the 2-2 teams, they were in tight with the undefeated Lynxet that we just talked about.
Yeah.
The Wolfpack, they're the Wolfpack are the 4th of the 4 teams that I mentioned. They easily defeated Phoenix. And Steelers, I believe, just narrowly, let's just make sure, squeezed out a win in their last game. Well, not narrowly squeezed out. They took down Les Loups. Les Loups, a very how should I say this? They're still learning the game of FPF and flag football. So to see them put up 0 points on Steelers is not surprising. It's nice for Steelers to shut out a team. But Les Loups were averaging 6 to 12 points a game. So Steelers looking like they can hold defenses or offenses to 0 points. So give me a team that will move up into the top 3. Give me a team that is likely to move down.
Okay, move down. I'll go with Wolfpack.
Okay.
Sitting at 2-2 right now. Very close, right? Points for 89 points against 86. So that's really points against is always indicative of how the season's gone for them, and obviously they're middle of the pack, sitting there at 500. They're a good squad. They have won 2 games in a row against Les Loups and against Phoenix.
So are they not on a hot streak and should be rising up, or you feel differently?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I think that we'll determine more a little bit later on in the season with them. I think, look, once every team goes through a hot streak, and I think that for them it may last the 2 or 3 games, and then after that be a little bit more difficult. I do think they'll make the playoffs, because the majority of teams make the playoffs. But if I can see them sliding a little bit late in the season, so I'm gonna go with Wolfpack sliding out, and for a team going up, I'm gonna go Wildcats. I love the FPF is a offensive league, right? They have 121 points, the most in the league by far. Right, like by far right now, the team in second place in terms of points for is Carabebes, who only have 93. Right, so if my math is correct, they have 28 more points than them. Give me some offense. I love some offense, and I think that's sustainable in FPF. Like, I don't think it's a fluke when a team is able to continuously score 30 plus points a game, 25 plus points a game. So I could see them finishing definitely near the top by the end of the season. Before the playoffs.
Yeah. They, like I said, they had they were in tough. Or put up a very good fight against Lynxet, against that good defense of Lynxet. I'll go with my team rising to the top. I'll go with Wolfpack. I like that. Yeah, I like that 2-game win streak they're on.
Yeah.
And it always helps when you have a very good quarterback and what they have in Karianne Auger. She threw for Blue Wave in co-ed of the spring season.
Okay.
And she put up decent, very, very good numbers, and already with 15 TDs to 4 INTs. So we're looking at a 3-to-1 ratio there for the women's division, where it's hard to move down the field with only one set of first downs that you can achieve.
Right.
857 yards. She's leading the women's 2 in passing yards. You talk about offense. Give me the offense that the Wolfpack are gonna put up.
Good call.
So I personally like them to move up into a top 3 contender. And as for the team that's gonna move down, I'm gonna go with the Steelers.
Okay.
So despite them winning 24-0 against Les Loups, they haven't faced great competition so far. Like Carababes were one of them, and they lost 21-12. I didn't particularly like their previous matchup in week 3 against Les Petits Miettes, where they lost a game 6-2.
Yeesh.
So they only put up 2 points in a game where against Les Petits Miettes, I would have at least liked 2 touchdowns. So
Yeah.
12 points there. So I just think the offense is just missing that spark. I do like, however, that in their last game against Les Loups, they brought in a new quarterback, Maria Martinez, and looked very, very good. 16 of 31, 198 yards, 4 TDs, no interceptions.
Clean game.
Yeah, they, I believe, usually have Vanessa Pierre of Les Paquers and Co-Ed 3 throwing, with some mediocre results. If Maria Martinez is the starting quarterback moving forward, I see hope for them. With another quarterback at their disposal, I'm not too sure.
Okay.
So
Fair.
I'm not sure if it's a sub or not, but
Right.
so there's 2 ways that can go. Will, your 2 finalists from the spring season,
Okay.
Red Nation and
Yeah.
Les Petits Miettes,
Yeah.
they're somewhat trending in opposite directions.
Right.
Red Nation is ahead with a 2-1 record, whereas Les Petits Miettes are sitting at 1-2. Which of the 2 finalists will have a better record by season's end?
I'm gonna go with Red Nation. I think that when you look at just FPF experience with them, they have Lemise, right? And that's a very good ref in FPF. So having that is
great
big.
safety as well.
Yeah,
Playing defense.
and I believe she has a few picks on the season. 2 picks on the year in 3 games. I'm gonna go with them. I like their flag experience. I like one of the rushers. Actually, I know Jenna. Is one of the my buddy's girlfriends there. So I hope she's watching. Shout out to you,
Okay,
Jenna.
nice.
Yeah, she's solid. Loves her flag. Really good at it. So yeah, she's a good rusher there. And I think overall this team is. They've seen up and downs. I spoke to her a little bit over the year, but Rachel Valliere, she's been a name that we've been talking about for a while now.
Yeah.
I remember watching her championship game where I believe she won MVP, and it was like she's a freaking baller.
Stand out. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So anytime you have her on either side of the football, it's huge. So I think that it's hard to pick against a team like that, especially having Rachel on the squad as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna tend to agree there. Especially we know her defensive prowess with the picks and the pick sixes of last year.
Yeah.
She has 3 interceptions so far this year in 3 games. I like the way that they're using her more on offense in this season. 14 receptions on 25 targets already. I'm not shy to say that that's probably already double the target she saw last year in a whole season. Leading the team with 177 yards and 4 TDs. They're leaning on her a lot more without Gigi Cabello Abante on the team, and
Right.
and she's really showing that she's more than capable of handling the load there. So yeah, I like Red Nation ending up with a better record as well.
Yeah, I think it was just a matter of time before they got her going after that championship game. You see what she's capable of doing, and probably I'd say maybe a potential wide receiver of the year winner or 2-way player of the year winner. Definitely can see that from her for sure.
All right, Will, your women's 2 finalists, please.
Okay.
So in this division, we have 14 total teams, 12
Yeah.
of which make the playoffs. It's really a pick 'em. So pick 2 teams to make it to the finals, and your women's 2 crowning champion, please.
Okay, I'm gonna go with a team we talked about, Linkset,
Yeah.
making it to the finals
Okay.
against a team we literally just talked about in Red Nation.
Oh, Red Nation back. Okay.
And I think Red Nation does it again.
Wow.
Yeah, Red Nation, they do it again. Like
Okay.
I talked about, ballers
Yeah.
all across the field, and I think they get the job done. 2-1 right now.
Yeah.
Obviously you'd prefer to be 3-0, but obviously it's still a fairly good record. 63 points for, 43 against. I think with Red Nation, they're just consistent, and it's rare you have a poor game out of them. So I could see them rattling off wins and being your women's Division 2 champions.
All right, you heard it here again from Will Power. Red Nation, you have another championship under your belt.
Let's go.
Hopefully you can prove him right.
Did you go to venue?
No, I did not go to Van. I was at Dawson for 4 years.
That would have
At least.
that would
I
have
probably
checked.
shouldn't have admitted that, but
That would have checked out. Going for Concordia, going for Vanier, it would have checked out. Eagle was on.
I had the
something
hunch.
there.
nope.
William Power, we're going in the hurry up offense.
Okay, I love it.
We're moving to Division 3,
Okay,
and
Do people call you Bill?
sometimes the only person that calls me, well, actually not sometimes. The only person that calls me Bill is
your father.
no, he does not. Is actually a 95-year-old priest. Calls me Big Bill.
Big Bill.
There's a joke here somewhere.
Yeah,
No,
I didn't want to. I didn't want to go there. Okay, Big Bill.
Okay, moving. It's the truth.
From a
but-
priest, no less.
Yes.
Oh boy, that was bad.
What church do you go to?
Yeah, no comment.
Big Bill, we're going in the hurry up offense here.
Alrighty.
So quickly,
Yeah.
over under 4.5 wins on the season for Air Force One.
Under.
Over under 4.5.
Yeah.
Easy W. In what week do they get their first win? So maybe that one. That one is everyone's coming back to the huddle, and you have a bit more time to catch your breath. But
Schedule on the screen if you need it.
But
Yeah,
right,
that's exactly
but
what I was
boom,
gonna look
when are they getting their first win?
I'm gonna go week 9, Arush.
Week 9, Arush.
Yeah.
The Division 3 quarterbacks.
Yes.
Who finishes with the most passing touchdowns?
I'm gonna go with Jordan Panetta.
Okay, yes, of Silent Ticklers.
Silent Ticklers. Yeah.
So over your boy Stephen Haraprasad, who has 4 more touchdowns right now in 1 less game.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go with Panetta.
Okay, going with Jordan Panetta.
Yep.
Who finishes with more rushing yards, Ben McMahon or Alex Fafard?
It's got to be Benny.
Okay,
Ben McMahon.
Benny McMahon.
Yeah.
And a more surprising result in Week 4. Was it Mongoose losing to GIHF, or was it Blues Clues 44-point victory over Bearskins?
It's got to be Blues Clues. Not
Yeah.
because of Blues Clues, but just because Bearskins, I've always seen them as a solid team, but they seem to be struggling this year, so I'm going to go with that one.
Seem to be falling apart
Yeah.
at the helm. And is GIHF winning over Mongoose not surprising in itself?
It is, right. In my article, it was,
Right.
Are they in trouble? That was the
Right.
title of my article. And Ben McMahon, before the game, said, I'm going to give you something to write about. And then
Oh,
he did.
I love it.
I like it.
I love it.
Yeah.
So we scored a touchdown because we went in the hurry up offense. Thank you, William Power.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Or Big Bill.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
You had your decent speed.
Nice.
Okay, so let's do this. So one of those topics in the hurry up offense, which one did you want to stick on and talk about for a few minutes here?
That's
So we had Air Force One winning over under 4.5 wins.
Yeah.
We had easy W in which week what week would they get their first win? You said week 9. Which quarterback ends with the most passing TDs? Jordan Panetta. Who finishes with more rushing yards? McMahon or Fafard? Or what was the more surprising result in week 4?
Let's go with Easy W.
Okay.
When they're gonna get their first win. Just talking about them a little more, because I saw them play. I believe it was their first game of the season. Who is that against?
Against Bearskins?
Yes, exactly. It was against Bearskins. Bearskins
Saint
won
Laurent.
that game. Saint Laurent had a game right after.
Right.
And you look at the stats in that game, and something that I wrote in the article, and quarterback for ECW, Etienne Laurent Gervais, didn't have great stats, but there was a lot of drop balls in that game.
Right.
And right now this team is still looking for their first win, obviously, like we talked about. But if they get that first win, and I believe they will, so when they get that first win, it's going to be a matter of sustaining it. So I think it's just about getting that win for them, and then they're over the hump, and then it's going to be okay for these guys. Kind of like that, breaking that shell.
Is it too late though in week 9?
I know.
They would have to win 3 in a row to just get a chance to make the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Let's go through the schedule. Are they beating Mongoose?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Are they beating Blues Clues?
I can see that happening.
I can see it happening.
Yeah.
And if they want to go on that snowball of victories, it has to come there against Blues Clues.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, because if not, they're then playing That's What She Said, Mike Piercin led team.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that. I'm giving the edge to the She Said.
Yeah.
Arush has been playing well. I mean, as
yeah.
much as the false king crown has fallen upon them.
Yeah.
That's a tough out. I do see
is.
that it's possibly like it's somewhere where they can get a second win if they beat Blues Clues. Fras Bien Fourni have been struggling so far. They're 0-3.
Yeah.
So maybe you're right. Maybe I think you're right. Blues Clues, if that's a game where they can get a win and then rattle off, another one against a Rouge, Fras Bien Fourni, and Green Munches are a tough out, but they have a lot more experience than them. So, you're right about the snowballing effect.
And I think like it could even be Mongoose. They're a heck of a team. They're undefeated, right?
It's Mongoose.
Thank you. Good call. Mongoose is the
the
older guys.
The François Delaurier.
Right. Yeah. Got you. Mongoose.
The more experience.
Experience. Good call. It's better. Mongoose. They like ECW and Mongoose. A lot of those guys are buddies, right? So
yes. Yeah.
Maybe it's a little bit of talking here and there. Maybe it's knowing the playbook. ECW is a good team. I think they're too good to be winless at this point of the season. So it could be there, but I think it's about just getting that first win. But like if it's against Arouche, then it'll be too late. They need to get it, like you said, before that before that week 9 matchup.
Well, if it's Mongoose, cover the 10-yard hook on Thomas Couture. Just, had you heard,
No, I've been there. I know exactly what you mean. That comeback road is,
all right, cool. Will, of the winless teams in Division 3, who's the first to get a win? Do you see Backyard Bullies, Easy W that we just talked about, or Une Phrase Bien Fournie? Which team is getting a first victory?
Malou's on the list too, right?
Of those three, I guess maybe I don't know how I phrase it. There's Les Malheureux?
They're also winless, 0-3.
Oh, okay. Enter them. Sure, let's enter them into the conversation.
I'm going to go with Une Phrase Bien Fournie.
Technically never overtime as well, 0-2.
Maybe I was thinking, I thought I had written 0-3. Anyways, which winless team? So fine, never overtime enters the equation. Okay.
These guys are football guys, be from McGill.
Okay.
A lot of these players, we know Yvon Desjardins from MFL and who's played with Junkyard Dogs there in FPF. He's a good leader of the offense and the defense. They had a tough game this week against Arouche where they lost only by 4. And we talk about Arouche being a good team, right? I thought that game was going to be a little bit more one-sided. So I think these guys are figuring out the game a little bit more. They haven't put up a ton of points, but I think that just comes with knowing your receivers, knowing your quarterback, developing simpler routes. So I'm going to go with them. Yeah, une phrase bien fournie.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. I'm looking at the quarterback stats. And if you're saying that, they're all McGill guys, Xavier Bilodeau, it's tough. It's tough to transition between tackle and flag. 4 TDs, 5 INTs, and then 4 sacks already. 39% completion percentage.
That's very low.
Like, he's probably not used to it, and he's like, what the hell's going on? Like, I'm a good quarterback, like, maybe on the tackle football field, but just the field dimensions are just much smaller, the tighter windows. 35 quarterback rating is not very good.
It sounds like when I write my math exams.
Yvan Desjardins, we know him, like you said, playing with Rossi. 5 receptions with 48 receiving yards. That's a guy that needs to get a bit more involved in there. Maybe there's a bit more chemistry with Vincent Détier. 7 receptions, 109 yards, 2 TDs. But if that's your leading receiver on a team and by a large margin, that's not good.
No.
We looked at the Red Dragon squad with 5 receivers over 100 yards or close to it. I think Phrase Bien Fournie for Division 3 on top of it. You know, like maybe they if they could have fit the cap, maybe it's a cap thing. Probably would have been better off in Division 4. And even then, they having a 3-7, 4-6 record is not bad. Like in professional sports, we think like 500, sub 500 is bad.
Yeah,
not in FPF. Like it's hard. There's good teams.
There are.
So like even if you have a losing record, it's not the end of the world, and like you can make a playoff push, and it's often you just have a better matchup, and it's just one playoffs or one game animal, and then sometimes you have a better matchup that you can just beat. And you take down a powerhouse that just tends to struggle against one team, and you could be that team. So maybe they're not casted in the right division. I see them struggling as well. In Group D, Will, I'm talking about the winless teams again. Which winless team can go on a win streak? to ensure that they make a push for the playoffs and make the playoffs.
So you did know there were winless teams in Div D, including both Never Overtime and Le Malud.
Yeah, so I probably phrased it. Yeah, I probably exclusively wanted to talk about Group D. I do a lot of things. The script writers for the NFL helped me with this one. Okay, all right.
We forgive you. We forgive you. I'm gonna go with I forget your question.
Yeah. So the question was, which of the 2 winless teams in Group D can go on a win streak here and ensure that they make the playoffs? Like, not questionable.
Yeah.
They guarantee themselves a playoff spot.
For me, it's got to be Le Malud.
Yeah.
They've been playing FPF for a while. They've had some success in FPF, right? Some good playoff success in FPF a few seasons ago. And it's surprising to see this team struggling as much as they are, only putting up 50 points. Bouchot Freza, quarterback there for them, is I've seen him play a few games. He's usually particularly solid. This year, not having the best of years, only with the 8 touchdowns in those 3 games, 62% completion rate. It's going to be tough, right? Because the schedule, they got Ligokok, they got the Stoics after that, then they got Never Overtime, which is a game they should and need to win. But I'm going to go with Malud based off experience and just the team is talented. You know, you see these guys, they have a good mix of guys that are able to high point the football, guys that are good in the red zone, and guys that have speed. I think they complement each other well. So I'm going to go with Le Malud.
Schedule's tough. I mean, like you're saying, with Grokak, Silent Ticklers, Preach, team you'll be facing off in week 10.
Yeah.
I'll put Speed Academy in in there as well as a tough out. That's not an easy schedule to rattle off a lot of wins. The other winless team, Never Overtime, like you said, they'll be playing each other. That could spell the end for one of the teams.
Yeah.
I think it was a week. Let's see here, week 7 matchup. So that falls more or less in the middle of February here, in the middle of the schedule. That's going to be an important one for both teams. It could spell the end for one of those 2 teams. Might be a little too early to say that, but that could be somewhat of a bold-ish prediction. But I think
maybe their team name lives up to the potential, and they never get to the playoffs, therefore Never Overtime.
Yes, that's true. Because
the
only time you can play an overtime game is in the playoffs.
That is correct.
But yeah, they have a slightly easier and quote unquote easier schedule with Green Munches. Not that they're an easy out, but less experience. Like we said, that week 7 matchup against Le Malud. Les Verchefol have been struggling so far this year as well. The Backyard Bullies, like we were talking about, off air, they're seeing their struggles.
Yeah, surprising.
So like, I'm gonna go with Never Overtime there, based on the schedule.
That's fair.
Will,
agree to disagree?
Yeah. You are writing for Division 3.
I am.
So, therefore, I don't want you to give me your finalists.
Okay.
Leave that for your future articles.
For sure.
Keep up the good work with
Thank you.
your articles. I give them a read. It's good stuff.
Thank you. Appreciate
Good
that.
stuff.
Thank you
and
much.
you got me all your information, so we can now pay you.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah. We'll now call you Big Bill for the
goodness.
rest of this segment, because we are moving to 35 plus.
Okay.
So older gentleman, Big Bill here,
Hey, there you go.
playing last night in Bay Durfee. Paramount are now on a 3-game win streak after they beat out Paul Vige by 1 point. That was the only team that was able to beat them back in week 1, Paul Vige, that is. So are Paramount a true number 1 seed, or can they be beat? We'll start here with the game last night, facing off Chris Olsen facing off against Craig O'Brien, and again Paramount just squeaking by with a 1-point victory.
My boy Robert Roy, I like that. 4 catches, 88 yards, 3 TDs. Rob's been playing for a while. Yeah, I know. Answer your question. I think Paramount are the true number 1. You look at this team. I like Chris Olsen at receiver. At quarterback,
Yeah.
Very good quarterback, and he likes the deep shot. And it's almost like he's stubborn in a way, but a good stubborn. Like in the fact that, okay, I'm going to take my deep shots, and eventually I'm trusting my receivers to beat my guys. And this game they did, right? Obviously putting up 37 points. I mean, yeah, I do think they can be beat, but I think if we're talking about that division right now, who's the favorites? I think it's got to be Paramount. You got guys that can play two sides of the ball as well. Scott Benson's been playing for a while, and Rob, who is an athletic guy, but also a very smart football mind. So I like Paramount, and you see the difference that. I was going to say extra points makes, but it was actually Polvich who got, was it one less touchdown in this game?
Yes.
They did, but they made it super close because of their extra points. Just goes to show you how big extra points can be.
It got them back in the game.
Exactly.
Chris Olsen ran surprisingly for a touchdown.
Right.
A nice running average too. Actually, 22 rushing yards on 3 attempts for a touchdown.
Yeah.
He only converted 1 extra point.
Right.
It was Craig O'Brien's ability to hit Kevin Kusai for twice for 2 points.
Yeah.
Vince Mancini with 1 extra point and Brian Joseph. So yeah, they almost got back in this game with
just on extra points.
Just on the extra points.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you're saying, in terms of the receivers, so in this game it was Robert White. But like we said with Red Dragons, them too, Paramount have 5 receivers with 125 yards or more receiving. So one night it's Robert White, but another night it's Kareem Yasmin, and another night it's Scott Binns. So last night I was seeing the ball, that rock was just going deep a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, any of these guys can be the recipient of that, and that just makes them a dangerous team.
Yeah, and you have 3 guys with 4 touchdowns, right? And the other 2 have 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. So the ball distribution, and those are your 5 receivers, right?
Yeah.
Like that's your offense there, and anyone who touches the ball, it can take it the distance.
Yep.
The offenses in the KTFL division overall are rolling. So is there anything any of the defenses can do to prevent the high scoring offensive pace, or is this just great quarterback play that we're seeing in the KTFL division?
Honestly, again, I think it's just great quarterback play. You talk about guys that are experienced, obviously 35 plus, like you assume most of these guys have been playing flag for a while. They just know the game of flag football. They know the game of football in general. They know the game of touch football. And they've had plays that have worked for them over the course of their career, guys they've played with for a while. So why stop that, right? And I think that's super difficult to stop. We talked about how FPF is really a high-scoring game, and we've seen it, like you talked about, in the KTFL division. I mean, look, a way to stop that, I guess, I think these quarterbacks are too good to play against his own defense.
Yes, yeah.
So you play man, but then
take your shot on man, and
right, and are these guys fast enough to play man? Who knows?
Yeah.
Right. But I just think quarterbacks in this division are too smart and too good to be playing against their own defenses.
Yeah, and I mean, Chris Olsen's quicker than what you would think, but he's not running in Division 3 or Division 4. So
right.
Yeah, maybe you're onto something with the fact that he ran and busted out for a rushing TD. This might say something about the maybe static nature of the defenses.
Yeah.
Maybe playing man. I don't know. Can you see many of these guys running a hook and go? Some of them, obviously.
Yeah.
Not all.
Think about it. If you're playing man and they're slow, you're also guarding slow receivers, right? Because if everyone's 35 plus,
right.
Maybe it evens out the playing field.
How many years are you away from playing in 35 plus, by the way?
10.
You're 10 away.
Yeah.
So the length of time that it took David DeAndrade to be a good quarterback, go up his curve. I'm going the wrong way. That should be going this way. Up the curve and then back down. That was a 10-year period. In 2013 he started, and now in 2023 not having a great year. It's going to take you that amount of time so you're going to have a great start to your quarterback career, which you already have. You're going to have your highs, and then in 10 years, when you're low on your quarterback rating, you're going to be playing 35 plus, and then you'll be killing it there.
Hey, as long as I'm killing it somewhere.
Are you? Is that okay, Big Bill?
I disagree with that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, Will. So you're somewhat of a physical receiver, right? You'll dive for balls, you'll reach for stuff and everything. What do you think is the first body part that's going to hurt the most when you're old?
Oh boy. I'm gonna go with I'll go with my knees.
Yeah?
Yeah,
They're already hurting?
Knees. No. I feel really healthy. But
So you're
you say that now.
Yeah,
Wait a bit.
Look, I eat a bunch of McDonald's, like and I think eventually that's gonna. Guys have been telling me that's gonna hurt. It's gonna hit me later on, but I'll go with my knees. Yeah,
Okay, so you're putting on the weight via McDonald's, which is putting more pressure on your knees.
exactly, to hold up this big fat body, even though I'm very skinny.
The Big Bill. They,
Big
they
Bill.
call you Big Bill, apparently.
B squared.
Okay, so playing man defense in the KTFL division, you heard that from Willpower.
Started.
We'll move over to the other the Legends division. The Rainmakers have come back to play in FPF and coming out with an 0-4 start. What is the single biggest reason why the Rainmakers are 4-0 and struggling in their return to FPF?
Quick question: is this the Rainmaker team that played Division 1?
Yes.
Yep.
Holy cow!
Yes. Maybe
Wow.
what part of their body is hurting right now? Their the ego.
Brains, the mind.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Biggest reason.
I mean, they've only put up 50 points
Right.
in 4 games.
Well, and I think it's right completion
the time-
percentage. Like
right.
For Ryan Castor's at 47.5% on the year, and you could say, okay, maybe he's going deep a lot, but his yards per completion are only 9.7.
That's
Right.
average.
No, it's
That's-
average, but like
yeah.
if you have a 47% completion percentage, you
Right.
can maybe say, okay, maybe he's going deep the whole game.
Right,
He's
right.
Like, but that doesn't seem to be the case. So, yeah, it seems to be that offense. Obviously that's a super vague answer, but I'm gonna go with.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it seems to be the quarterback play.
And is it time off? Is it the rust really showing or?
Yeah, I think that's huge. I think that you go from Division 1 to playing this. Like, obviously, Division 1 is more competitive, but when you're out of FPF for as long as they were out of FPF, it's tough. It takes a
Yep.
few seasons, weeks, whatever to get back in the groove of things. So
Yeah, I mean, I think having Chris Rosen there, it helps. He's only one of 2 receivers with 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, it's I'll have to stay for. Actually, I'm not playing at Bay Durfee anymore. There's no way I'm going there anymore for
Thank
for
God.
quote unquote no reason. Unless Eagle, we do the Smoke Meat Pete's run. And is that still on the table?
Maybe when it's warmer outside.
Yeah. Because like
I also had to get some flour from a mill in Vaudreuil, so it's also a good reason to go out there. So maybe.
on a Wednesday.
I mean, yeah, they had 24-hour pickup.
What? Flour mills, 24-hour flour mill pickup? What?
Yeah, man.
was it smoke meat or flowers?
Flour, not flowers.
Oh, I thought flowers with an S.
I don't know what kind of flour you're picking up. That's open 24 hours a day. Are you
It's
picking something up for peas?
certified organic flour?
No, I don't.
I don't trust anything organic.
Oh, it's great.
That's a lot of powder.
That looks really sketch.
It's not sketch. It's actually great flour. We decided that, by the way, for anyone.
What are you making with the flour?
bread?
What kind of bread? Focaccia?
No, whole
Just-
wheat loaves. I get this.
Miche? Like campagna? What kind of loaf are you making?
Yeah, like a classical whatever it is. Anyway,
That's too
Yes.
healthy for me.
yes.
Way too healthy.
Yeah. All right. The Gladiator. They're also somewhat of a returning team in FPF, going and playing now in 35 plus. They have 3. Or among the top 10, top 5 receivers. They have 3 receivers that are in the top. Like I said, top 5, top 10 in 35 plus. You have Nicolas Guimier, Alex Lever, and Alex Moreau. Rank them 1 through 3.
Okay.
So I mean, they're all catching like the majority of the targets. 18 receptions for Guimier, 21 for Alex Lever, 15 for Alex Moreau.
It's kind of cool though because like you got Alex Moreau with the most yards, but least amount of catches, least amount of touchdowns,
Yeah.
and then you like it really seems to be a trio effort there with the 3 of them, and always good. Like in other words, like who do you cover, right? Like we talked
Right,
about
that
earlier
they
before.
they complement
Exactly,
each other very well.
Maybe someone's a red zone guy, someone gets it there. So I'm gonna go Alex Moreau at 3. I know he has, like I just talked about, the most yards on the team, but maybe he's more of that like big play guy that's going to catch the ball a few less times a game, but get them in good field position. I'm gonna go number 2 will be Nicolas Guimier. And then I'll go number 1, Alex. Like, look, with those 21 catches, 208 yards, seems to be quite sure-handed there. And 6 TDs in 4 games, hard to argue that, I'd say.
You're showing me the pictures of bread.
Yes.
I mean, I guess there's no way of you. No, you could send them to yourself and then post them on.
I'd rather
on
not.
screen
But
3.
isn't bread like
No.
like bread's bread? Like
You're wrong.
would you add like a Cheerio or like a?
Okay, here we go. Let's power rank the 3. Give me power rank your different types of bread for me. So like, there's the Indian naan style bread. You have Italian focaccia. You have your regular white bread. Let's power rank.
Well, even white bread, you got to get it specific, right? Because this is a sourdough with whole wheat.
Just
Fully extracted, 100% whole wheat, by the way.
William Power, rank from
Unbleached.
3 to 1 your top favorite breads.
So
please.
unfortunately, at home, my parents only buy brown bread, and
Unfortunately, okay.
yes, and of course I could go out and buy white bread myself, but I just don't do that. So I'm gonna go 3 white bread,
Okay.
2 baguette. Like I know that's a white bread, but like that's different than
Yeah,
white
yeah,
bread, right?
yeah.
And number 1 naan bread. And
Yeah.
if it's not even close for me.
Oh,
I love naan
I
bread.
just had.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was amazing.
And you
It
didn't
was-
offer me any, but it's
it wa-
okay.
it was- yeah, sorry.
It's all
You
good.
got your McDonald's.
Yeah, that's true.
You chose your hamburger bread. Maybe you should have put that as number 1.
I could have done that, but yeah, naan bread definitely number 1. Can't beat it.
Yeah. Eagle, your top 3 breads, please.
I'm
From
going to go
three-
with...
from 3 to 1.
People call it like a margarita style or a Corona
Oh.
type of bread. It's like the round circular one, kind of puffy. It's Italian style.
Okay.
Second, I'm going to go with a good old sourdough.
Yeah.
And number 1 is a pumpernickel.
The pumpernickel.
That's with a bunch of seeds, no?
Get out.
No, is it not? Is it pumpernickel the one with a bunch of seeds?
It's slightly like brown. It's more on the brown side, right, Eagle?
Correct, yes.
Yes. You're
Oh, it's not.
you're going with the pumpernickel number 1.
That's
Yes.
super boring.
That's controversial.
Boring.
That
You don't even know
looks
what pumpernickel
really
is.
boring. It just
You-
looks
You went with
boring.
white bread.
You know the nickname for pumpernickel is Devil's Fart, or that's its like origins name.
Really?
Are you checking it now, Eagle?
No, but I'm trying to get you what a margarita looks like. Just
Yeah, I want to see. Yeah, that was
It's an Italian
controversial.
thing. Yeah, it's
and
the
weak.
Margarita Bakery. It's these ones.
Oh yeah, this
Those are
this
solid.
is number 1.
Yes,
This is number 1.
Over naan bread?
these ones.
No, it's number 1 over your.
Technically, it's a
over
pagnotta.
pumper,
That's
yeah.
the actual name of it. But I know it's the Margarita bread because that's the bakery in Montreal.
Yeah,
that does it,
it's
so,
the brand name of
Yeah.
it. Yes, yeah. Like you can even use it with like pizza.
Get out.
No, they also make the one where it's like, yeah. Anyways, yeah, I know it's hard to explain, hard to describe. William Power, you're 35 plus finalists for the KTFL division and the Legends division, and then a winner, please.
Okay, well, I'm glad I'm not Big Bill anymore. I'm going to go with...
You're slowly fading out.
Nice. I'll take
You,
that.
the non helped. I'll make
Yeah?
you. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
nice.
That helped a lot.
Nice. Okay, I'm going to go KTFL, so I'm just trying to buy time to pull it
Yeah,
up here.
there's Paramount. Like you said, you're one of your
Yeah.
heavy favorites. Are they destined to go to the final here?
So I'm gonna go. Yes. We only got a 4-team division, eh? Okay, I'm gonna go JMJ, Jason Rossi's team.
Yeah.
Against Paramount in the KTFL division, with Paramount winning the championship.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go with Jason Rossi back in the finals with Legends division with Pacemakers winning over Monster
Oh.
in that final. Yeah. So I'm gonna go Pacemakers over Monster in the Legends division, and I'm gonna go with Paramount over JMJ in the KTFL.
So
one.
Rossi 1-1 in the final.
Yeah, that's
All right.
pretty good.
All right. Yeah. Well,
Take
500 record. Yeah. I mean, you're going to 2 finals.
There you
so,
go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Awesome. Cool. You heard that here. Division 6.
Alrighty.
Let's move over to D6 here. The tell me, Willpower, who's the more surprising 3-0 start between Maccabees, the Baby Rays, the Habibis, and Win Diesel? And who will be the first to lose their first game? So who's the most surprising 3-0 team? Who will lose their first game first?
Quick shot. I love the name, the Habibis. That's a pretty cool one. I know Jaff saw it and got really excited. Jafar, yeah, he loved that name. He's like, "There's a team called the Habibis." I'm like, "Yeah, I think they're pretty good too."
Yeah.
So biggest surprise, I'm gonna go Maccabees. Played against them, I believe it was last year with Thunder Buddies.
Yes.
And they were a solid squad, but didn't seem to be that organized.
Yes.
At the time.
Yeah.
my buddy Terry Bablis actually reffed them this past weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and they look good. They look a heck of a lot better than they used to look, and they're a team that's, number one, understanding the game of FPF a lot more than when they first started, and I'm not sure I saw that happening so quickly. I saw like
Yeah.
you could tell when we played them back when we did, they were eventually going to be a good team.
Yes.
But I'm not sure this quickly if I thought it was going to happen.
Right. Like we said, it takes like 3 or 4 seasons.
Exactly.
They're like a bit of on an accelerated pace towards being a better team.
Right, exactly. So I'm going to go with them as the biggest surprise. And the first team to lose, I'm going to go with, I'll probably go with the Habibis. Even though I really like their name, they have a tough game next against the Pigeons, right? Against Pigeons,
Yeah.
and Pigeons are a good squad as well, right? They just put up 55 points over Top G,
Yeah.
so I could see that potentially being a game where Pigeons win. So based on scheduling, I say it's the Habibis that get the first loss of the season.
I'll disagree with that. The Habibis are very strong. It's a kind of like a mini West Island Boys team.
Okay.
On it with Zach Stacy throwing
Okay.
and Nick DeMalo and David Weiss, and it's a strong team for Division 6.
yeah.
Let's see. I'll go with a surprising start. I like Maccabees.
Yeah.
Pick for most surprising start, and I'll go with Win Diesel to lose their first game first. Eagle, don't you agree?
They're going to lose every game from this point onwards.
You heard it here. Win Diesel now 3-0. Will finish 3-7.
I like how you asked Eagle, don't you agree? Not Eagle, do you agree?
Yes,
Of course,
Don't you
yes.
agree?
Awesome. So to start this, or at the start of the season, Will,
Yeah.
I had a quick conversation with quarterback Jason Armenti.
Okay. Our
Of,
boy Jason.
Yeah, of Wild Hogs.
Yeah, love Jason.
He was I was just telling him a couple of the names in the division, and he was looking at the preseason names on of Division 6, and he told me he felt confident that they should be a top 5 team in Division 6. They're sitting at 1-2 right now. Where do you see them finishing? Are they inside, outside the top 5? Are they going to have some success, no success, medium, lots?
So
where do you rank them?
yeah,
there?
so you look at this team, and they were a team that lost in the semifinals last winter in Div 6
That's true.
against Primetime,
Yeah.
a team that we played in the finals. So this is a team, like, look, okay, so there's how many teams in Division 6?
I want to say like close to 30.
I'd say they're definitely a top 10 team. I'm going to say
36.
okay, so I'm going to say like a top 8 team. I like them. We need to see them be a tad bit more consistent. I get what Jason's saying. I do think that they are a team that can be top 5.
Yep.
But right now they're 1-2, and unfortunately it's not going to cut it. But you look at like these guys. A lot of these guys I know from MFL. Not only are they great guys, but they're ballers. Avery Klimas, not sure if he's huge in FPF just yet, but he's an absolute baller.
Yep.
Then you have Ben Denis, who secretly somehow always gets open. We call him 24/7, 7-Eleven, because he's always open. Then you got Jason.
I got it. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I just think, just in
No,
case.
no.
Some are a little
Yeah.
slow, but Jason, who has been getting better at the quarterback position and is a good leader for this squad. Then you got Nick Eagley too, who I believe is snapping for this team. Really good
Usually,
player,
yeah.
good hands, tall receiver for them. So they are on paper a top 5 team in the division, but I think that they need to start proving it now by winning games.
So Jason's throwing a 2-1 ratio,
Right?
which is not strong.
No.
He's in my mind a 3-1, and when he's on top of his game, he's a 4-1.
Yeah.
TD to INT kind of guy. 2-1's not good enough
No. In any
So-
division.
in any division. And my worry when he said at the beginning of the season that he thinks they're a top 5 team is it's Division 6. I don't know half the teams. We don't know how good these teams are. Mountain Dew babies, are they gonna win? They lost 31-21. There's a lot of unknowns when it comes to Division 6, but then there's a lot of knowns. The Baby Rays 37-20 loss that they took to the hands of Baby Rays. Okay, they handled Toon Squad quite handedly, 38-12. Pease always says, and I'm starting to agree more and more every season. Week 1's kind of a wash.
Yeah.
Like you're just getting used to your guys, even if you've played with them before, just to get a rhythm.
Yeah.
Shake the Christmas
rust.
holidays
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Look, Eagle, you're playing. They're playing. Wild Hogs are playing you. Free agent squad next. Not this Wednesday, but the following Wednesday. In Laval. So Eagle, how do you feel going up against Wild Hogs?
Very confident.
2 words. That's it.
Yep.
You're feeling. So not.
Why am I going to spoil my game plan against the team here and everything?
I
You're
said-
going to lose and just accept your L.
Man, a few words. I like it. We got to be confident.
So with if we just break down their schedule, so Eagle says they're gonna lose, or the Wild Hogs are gonna lose to them. I think Eagle, would you agree, having played slippery slopes, that Wild Hogs would beat them?
I feel like yes.
Oh, you're not sure though.
I am not sure. Yeah, I'm really not sure.
I think they lose to Trailer Park Boys.
Yes.
I think they
Although
beat.
Trailer Park Boys have been a little bit disappointing this season so far. Like I usually look at them and I say, oh yeah, they're that squad that used to not score a lot, but was very solid on the defense. And
Right.
this year, it's been the kind of exact opposite in a lot of ways.
So they played in week 1,
and then they played last
had
week essentially.
21 days off.
That's crazy.
Between their next game, and they crushed Seatown Spice, who have had their struggles so far this season. Wild Hogs play Seatown Spice. I see a win there, so I'm seeing 2 wins so far. X-Men are tough. That FPF junior team, let's say that's a loss. Royals have been royally struggling, so there's a third win there. And you know what? A Why So Serious? That could be like a 28-26 kind of game. That could go either way. So I see 3. Let's go up and round it up to 4. 4 wins. That puts you at 5-5 on the season.
Which is not as good as you would think, right? For a team.
Right. And I absolutely know what you mean. I really like this team. They are good. The talent is there. The talent in FPF's Division 6 is notable this year.
Right.
Especially the new teams, these Mountain Dew babies, these DAC to the Futures.
Yeah.
They're impressing so far, and I give them a 50-50 chance in those games.
Yeah, that's fair. And I think there's 2 ways to look at it. Right, you look at it like Jason said, we don't know a lot of these teams, but that's saying we don't know a lot of these teams. So they could be ex-CFL players, guys that played.
Or they could be bad.
Right, exactly. So to try and predict Division 6 is even more difficult. A lot of times, I find Division 5 weaker than 6.
Sometimes,
right?
yeah.
Because 6 is a lot of these new guys that are coming from tackle and that seem to dominate right away. But on paper, I would agree with Jason that this definitely is a top 5 team. In order to be taken more seriously, Nick, no offense, Eagle, but you're going to have to beat a team like Free Agent Squad, even though they seem to be solid, a team like Slippery Slopes. These are guys, you guys put up or shut up, right? Paper doesn't win you games.
Yes,
right?
exactly,
We've seen it all around sports, NFL, CFL.
They have a good roster, but play on the field.
Exactly.
The game's played on the field.
Yeah.
And they're definitely and it starts with Jason. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
but
100%.
2-1 is not good
1000%.
enough.
No.
It's not going to be good enough.
And he knows that,
Yeah,
and he's aware, and he'll be the first to tell you I had
Yeah.
a bad game if he did, or I missed a throw there.
Yeah.
So he's good at holding himself accountable there. He's a smart player, but it's going to be about him being more consistent and that team being more consistent as a whole, because they definitely have the talent to go all the way.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Power. Again, we're playing our Stardom, Sit-em, Cut-em.
I like it.
We're playing now the quarterback edition
Okay.
in Division 6.
Okay.
So if we head on over to the quarterback stats here, I'll throw out 3 names for you.
Okay.
Again, you're going to start one, you're going to sit one, you're going to cut one.
Alrighty.
So first, we have Maccabees that we talked about, Shimmy Khans,
Yep.
who you played against, like you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
We have Tyler Havlina
Yeah.
of the Betway Bandits, I believe leading the division in passing yards, potentially passing TDs as well.
Touchdowns with 18. Yep.
Yep. And we have the son of a legend in Noah Swamina. You say it, Eagle.
So a minute and a hand, yeah.
Swami says.
Wow.
Noah Swami.
Can you say that again, Ingo? That was really smooth.
So a minute and a hand.
Swaminadahan.
I think it's fake it till you make it. He could have completely butchered it.
Swaminadahan. I think I got it. Swaminadahan.
Wow.
So the Swami. Swami says.
Swami. I like Swami.
So who are you going with? Who are you starting? Who are you
Okay.
sitting? Who are you cutting?
Okay, so I'm going to. Oh man, this is tough, man. Because them up.
Yeah, there are 3 good
'Kay.
quarterbacks. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut Shimmy Cons. I know that's tough because I just talked about how good they are.
Yep.
I think just because I want to see if it continues for them. I want to see.
You want to see a bit more.
Exactly. I want to
Yeah.
see a little bit more. Right now, I've seen a lot of great things. 12 touchdowns in 3 games. They're 3-0. Great. But it just so happens he's against 2 great quarterbacks as well. So I'm going to cut him. I'm going to bench Tyler Havlina with
Okay.
the 18 touchdowns, 3 picks. And I'm going to start Noe Swami.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've played.
Reason? Yeah.
I've played against his dad a few times with Takeover.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
yeah,
In
this is
your
a while back.
since your 2015 inception,
exactly.
you played against Godama.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
I
yeah.
believe we played him in like 2016, 2017-ish. So that was pretty cool. But he was a very smart quarterback.
You can take the call.
Yeah?
No.
Okay, no, I don't think I could.
Who's
Okay,
calling?
my dad. But yeah, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Noah here. I haven't seen them
Yeah.
play, but I could imagine him being smart like his dad, throwing a good ball, and just look at that 74% completion.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you're completing 3 of the 4 passes you're throwing. That's
He-
freaking good.
Yeah. Not only is he been passed down the knowledge
Yeah.
of FPF specifically from his dad, he's coaching FPF Junior as well.
Okay.
So like he's seeing and he's on the field when the kids are playing, like on the field as the game plays as happening.
Right.
So the particular advantage that's giving him, I find, is game situations. So like when to go for 1, when to go for 2. He knows the 9-point possession lead. He already knows. It's a bit different with some of the rules, but when to run in
Right.
junior, it's different from the men's league. But he's just his knowledge of the game. He's already at a huge advantage, and I see why you're starting him.
Yep.
I'll go like this. Shimmy, I'm sorry, but I'm cutting you as well. I'm gonna start Tyler Havlina
Okay.
though. How are you benching the
I
top
know.
passing TD
You're right.
leader and then passing yards? This is like, what is he, an IG quarterback for you, like Justin Herbert here or what? And while I do agree with all the points you're saying with Noah Swami, I'm sitting him just, hey, you're doing great so far. Just take the like, sit down for a little bit, watch the guy, watch Aaron Rodgers, watch Brett Favre play, and he'll be the Aaron Rodgers of FPF very soon.
I like it. Good comparison.
Willpower, your Division 6 finalists and come April, and your Division 6 champion, please.
Okay, so we were talking a little bit off air about this, and about the cool situation happening with the LaSalle Warriors with the midget team, all young guys, right? There was a little thing on their Instagram, FPF Instagram about them. I'm gonna go with them, make it to the finals.
Okay.
The LaSalle Warriors, the midget squad, and I'm gonna go with them playing against the Baby Rays.
Okay. Yep.
And I think that
Sweet baby Rays.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna go.
You a big fan of the sauce or Mark Zuckerberg?
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Yeah. No, me neither. Sorry.
Do you actually not know, or you're just helping? Like,
No,
you're-
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
Let's just say the sauce.
the sauce.
Sauce.
So are you going with sauce, or are you going with what impressed you from LaSalle?
I'm gonna go with LaSalle.
Okay.
Give me the Young Bucks. LaSalle Warriors midget. Your Division 6 champions.
I like it.
Yep.
As we hit the
I'm so upset right now. Like, really? You guys don't know the barbecue sauce?
well,
Sweet
you
Baby
have
Ray's?
you work on a show called Hot Sauce Sports. You play on a team called Hot Sauce Sports, so maybe you work for Hot Sauce Sports, so you definitely should know. The sauce is boss. A
I
lot
find
of
barbecue sauce overrated though.
it looks overrated.
Yeah.
What?
Do you not remember this?
No.
There's oh my god.
I recognize.
You both need
Get
to be
out.
cultured like crazy. Please, for the love of
Are you
God.
gonna cancel me if not?
Yes. Yes.
As
Please
we
leave.
as we hit the 2-hour mark here on calling the audible, we move to co-ed 3. Will there be one or more teams that are currently sitting in the 6th, 7th, and 8th seed that will comfortably be in a playoff spot come week 11 or 12?
I feel like these questions get more complicated as the weeks go on. Like, how many more conditions do you want to slap on there? Do any teams ranked between 6 and 11 with
No.
a prime number and start with a vowel?
You're you're on the wrong division. First of all,
You
it's
said co-ed 1.
Co-ed 3.
Oh my god. Okay, fine, sure.
We're going in
No, I'm
reverse.
with Eagle on this one. This is getting a little bit complicated.
We're going in reverse order. So in co-ed 3,
Okay.
the teams ranked 6, 7, and 8. So the bottom 3.
Yep.
Which, if any one or all of them or none of them, which are going to be comfortably in a playoff spot come later weeks in the season, 11, 12.
I'm gonna go with Michael Scott's Tots.
Okay.
Yeah.
Reasons.
Reasons: they have a good team, they have a good roster.
Okay. Is it one player in particular? Is it the improvement and development of Kenny Boutelier at the QB position?
I think a lot of it is that they have our boy Zachary Alberts-Gill, right?
Yeah.
That we talked about, almost 20 yards of reception there, 5 touchdowns on the season. You have guys that have played before, right? Evan Eli Nolette.
Yeah.
You have Maya DiFazio. Is that the daughter of?
Yes.
Well, there you go.
She subbed in for one game. He
Okay.
was a DNP for the game.
Okay.
Kenny, stop. Just stop. Keep going.
Yeah.
You can keep going. Kenny can stop.
I think that yeah, I like this team, the Michael Scott's Tots, and they've been around for a while, right? I recognize the name.
Yep.
And I think that with like you talked about the improvement of Bouchidi at the quarterback position, this team's the stats aren't great there. 10 touchdowns to 8 picks, not a great ratio, but I can see this team finishing at 6-4 by end of the season.
Okay.
Maybe
so
5-5.
And that will comfortably get you into a playoff position?
Comfortably ish. 6-4, yes. 5-5, I think they'll just squeak in. So I'm gonna go with 6-4.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll go with Block Party, the
Okay.
winless team. I know it's not looking good so far. At 0-3, 12 points for. There's too much experience here for them to go winless on the season. I think they can rattle off a couple wins here if we just take a look at their schedule. There's just, like I said, too much talent. They need to pick one. The Mike Legend. Maybe they need a new quarterback. I'm not sure if Antoine Martin. I may be confusing the co-ed 2 version of this team and co-ed 3 version of this team, but they may need to look elsewhere for a quarterback. I think they can get, like I was saying, rattle off some wins against Sneaky Snakes. I'm calling them kind of cool. In back-to-back weeks, I think these 3 next weeks are extremely important for Block Party to get out of that hole.
Yeah.
And if they want to make a serious push and be comfortable for the playoffs, it starts next week against Sneaky Snakes.
You got to figure they got to win at least 2 of those 3, right?
Yeah. Because then you're facing off against the tougher teams. Fast and Off Furious 3, half and half. Michael Scott's Tots is going to be their win or in situation later in the season because Lesect right now at 4-1. Obviously, the class of the division is going to be tough to end their season. So I'm going Block Party to go 3-0 in the next 3 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah. Of the 7 defenders in co-ed 3,
There's more than 7.
that have 3 interceptions.
These conditions, man.
Of the 7
Setting me up here. Setting me up.
Of the 7 defenders that have 3 INTs, pick 3 to play on your defense.
Okay. 7 defenders. 3
Just
INTs.
the guy, there should be 7 defenders with 3 interceptions. Pick 3 that you want to put on your roster.
They're on the screen if you want them.
Thanks. Yeah, I got that here too. I'm gonna go with Tony Lala.
Okay.
As one of them. I like him, seeing him play a few games. He's been playing 35+2 for a while, and I believe he played on past our prime.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with him. I'm going to go with Allison Francillon. Hope that's correct. He's the quarterback of the team, correct?
Yeah, of Lestat, yeah.
Seen him play.
No. It was
quarterback?
Former quarterback,
Okay.
and now has gone to receiver, which was the smarter move for the team. But yeah, great defender, yeah.
Yeah, he's a good athlete, and I've seen him play a few games. I remember seeing him play when we used to play the outdoors and FPF Cup.
Yes, against Lestat.
Yes,
he was
exactly. Yeah, he was good. I'm going to go with Christopher Vero. Seen him play too as well. It's one game where he had the 3 picks. Like, you look at the games played.
Yeah, actually,
he had
yes.
the 3 picks in one game with 2 pick sixes. numbers don't lie, and I can't argue that.
You can't shy away from it. So what is it about this trio as a unit that you see would work? Vero, Francillon, and Lala.
Well, I think with Lala, you have the number one, you have the experience, and you have just the knowledge and the high football IQ, being at the right place in the right time. A guy that knows when he can and cannot undercut routes, stuff like that. So great defender there. Allison, just a really good athlete.
Yes.
He's playing quarterback, and then he's playing defense, and then he's playing receiver. So a guy that can really do it all. And then with Christopher Vero, I think a guy that could get from sideline to sideline.
Smart player as well.
Yeah, smart player as well, fairly quickly, and hasn't been playing FPF for that long, so very raw, like we talked about. But
I feel like I haven't seen it. I don't know. I feel like he's played flag in other leagues.
Yeah, you kind of tell.
You can kind of have that feeling. You can tell, and like he's still learning FPF, the intricacies of FPF, but he's definitely a defender I would want on my team as well.
Yeah, those are going to be my top three.
It's sticking in co-ed 3.
Yeah.
Who is the best female offensive player in co-ed 3? I'll launch you some names. From La Secte, Estelle Quinvillon-Lemay. We have from Blocked Party, Rekha Sivasubramaniam. Of Sneaky Snakes, Alexandra Vandenbosch. Very tall, boxing out kind of receiver. She's one of my favorites amongst this list. Or Fast Not Furious 3, Diana James Landry.
Oh, I believe Diana's solid too. I believe she played MFL on Marvin's squad. I'm going to go with her at number 2. Number 1's got to be Rekha for me. I know I've been pumping her tires the show, and sport very well. Like I talked about, good hands, knows how to get open, and it's just a super one of those super reliable players that on fourth down, like you're going to be throwing her the ball.
Oh, so, yeah. She's one of those receivers that moves the chains.
Yeah.
Very reliable receiver. So you're looking at her on third and fourth down situations for sure.
Yeah.
I love the X-Men look that she has. Jean Grey.
Yeah.
Or
no, it's Rogue.
Oh yeah. Whoops. We're hitting that point in the show. You know what?
The show's long.
Totally deserved. Yeah, and we're
no, I mean in a good way. It's like
it's long. We're starting to hit that point in the show. Yes, I totally deserve that boo. As much as I really like Rekha as the answer, like I kind of previewed Alexandra Vandenbosch. She has there's that raw skill. Like you see it there, and there's potential for it to get really developed. It's someone that if I was building a co-ed team from scratch, it's someone that it's a piece that I would want on the offensive side of the ball. I especially in co-ed 3, I think she could be one of the best female offensive players by the end of the season.
Well, like you said, being a big target is huge, right? Like having that big radius is quarterback's in trouble.
Decent hands. It's not 99% magnet hands, not Iggy Magnus. But like no. Like anyways. But
your hands are gold.
Yes. But she'll catch like 75% of the targets, so 3 out of 4 going her way. So I think that's decent. I think that can just get better. As she progresses with her time playing flag football for sure. Nice. Will Power your co-ed 3 finalists, please.
Alrighty.
And a winner, of course.
Yeah, that is true. Co-ed 3. Do you have do you have them like your own, or like you're kind of
No, I'm putting you on the spot because you're although we would love to have you back, the odds are that we had a lot of people that couldn't fill in for Peas Deluries this week. So
I was like the trash left behind.
I didn't say that. You said that.
Yeah. So I read between the lines.
So it might be while I certainly hope not. It might be the last time you're on the show for this season. Might be. So, given the fact that you're here, I wanted your picks for all the divisions.
I appreciate that. Thank you. I'm gonna go with my boy Ryan Dobbs Garnett making it to the finals with Fast Not Furious 3.
Yeah.
Playing against La Secte.
Yeah.
I know La Secte is seems like kind of the easiest answer. But if I'm not mistaken, they came to FPF and they were like really bad, eh?
Yeah.
Like god awful.
Like really bad.
They
Like,
completed a pass and like everyone would cheer.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go with them winning it all. La Secte.
They've come a long way.
Yeah.
And I think it's their season.
So do I.
Yeah. And
I'm gonna go with La Secte. Yeah.
La Secte over Fast and Not Furious 3.
Yep.
We'll see in April.
Yes.
For that final
Book it.
championship. In co-ed 2, Will.
Yeah.
You know what? You've played not necessarily just co-ed 2, but you've played in co-ed. What are your thoughts overall in co-ed? In what ways is it different from the men's division? What are your general thoughts?
Honestly, I have to say, like, maybe this is completely not answering your question. I have to say it's a lot less different than I thought it would be.
Okay.
I thought it was going to be, I'm not sure what I was expecting, but I guess maybe I thought, the competition wouldn't be the same, but it's very competitive. There's a lot of great players. And like we talked about, there's a lot of like great females that are showing their talents across the division in the women's and in co-ed divisions 1 through 3. It's very similar to the men's in what I'd say. I'm not sure that's what you were looking for, but I have to say I'm surprised with how similar it has been and how fun it's been too. Like I would definitely consider joining a co-ed team. It's full time.
Yeah, and Pisa said this before, and I think it's true. It reminds you of like the first time that you started playing in FPF, like when it wasn't so stressful. Now that we're playing in the higher,
right?
And you in Division 2, it's stressful, man.
Yeah.
Like those game situations are stressful.
Yes.
So, like once you go back down a division, it just you see a lot of people playing the game because they love it.
Yeah,
and it's fun in that regard. But like you're saying, it can get really competitive.
Yeah,
especially when it comes to playoffs. Everyone's there to win.
For sure.
At that point, like, okay, weeks 1 through 5 have now gone down the window, and like everyone's there to win at that point. Like it gets serious.
Nice
it gets serious.
Yeah.
So there's a good mix of fun and competition.
Yeah.
I think that's definitely true. But if we look now specifically at co-ed 2, have bench warmers sitting atop of the division at 4-0. Have they cemented themselves as the best team in co-ed 2, and where do you see their first loss coming from, if any at all, this season?
I think they definitely have cemented themselves as number one. The one game where I replaced you actually because you were away, I threw against them, and they're good. They have a great defense, great offense, and that was a really tight and fun game. And you just look at like the names, like you just see this team. You got like names like Constance Miller, right? And then you have Catherine Pichet, Jocelyn Calette. You have Nicholas Gomes Rizzo, who's been killing it in like every division he's playing in. Then you have Gab Wiseman, who's a heck of a rusher and a very smart and good quarterback. So definitely, I see them as the team that cemented themselves as the number one in co-ed 2. I think it would be hard to argue that. Now, where will they get their first loss? I'm gonna say this week actually against the Villains.
Okay, all right.
Villains are a team from MFL. Actually, they play in the Brossard League. They're solid. You see an upset here and there every week, and I can see that happening and that being an upset. So I'll call the upset there. But I think that bench warmers are, even after that potential loss, will still be the team to beat in co-ed 2. They're just too stacked, too good on every side of the ball, and like there's not a weakness on this team.
Okay.
Yeah.
So even though the Villains are the away team playing in Brossard, that's kind of their home field advantage for them.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's a good call.
Maybe.
Yeah, it is exactly. It's I guess a home away from home, if that makes sense.
It's I like it. It'd be an upset in my books.
Yeah.
But I like it, and
not
even
sure
if
it's a shocker, but it'd be an upset.
It's not a shocker. I could see it happening. But given the way benchwarmers have played, it's definitely they're the favorite going into the game.
Yeah.
Fighting Tigers, they're on a 3-game losing streak, but they've lost by a combined 9 points in those 3 losses. Are we concerned that they can't win in the final critical minutes of the game, or are they a shoe-in for the playoffs and we're not too worried about them? They've just suffered defeat, the things that have been outside of their control. How do you feel about Fighting Tigers moving forward?
Well, that was a team that we played against too, right? When I subbed for you.
Yes.
Fighting, good squad, very good squad. On male and female athletes across the board. So to answer your question, I would say yes, it is a little bit concerning they can't close out games because you look at, like, talked about the last two, losing by 2, then losing by 5, then losing by 2 again.
Yeah.
They're going to make the playoffs. So it's not concerning in the sense, are they going to make the playoffs or not? But this team is built to win it all. So in that regard, I'd say yes, it is concerning because this is a team that's good enough to be championship or bust.
Right.
So I would say, I think that it is concerning, right? Some people say, it's reading too much into the game. It's still early on in the season, but clutch factor is big in FPF, in sports in general, especially FPF.
Yeah.
And you got to make sure that you have the team to be able to do that, and the quarterback too, which they do. They have a good quarterback that I'm impressed with. But in terms of a team that I can see going all the way, I can't see them. But it is a little bit concerning that they don't seem to be able to close teams out.
Yeah, I think what you're saying, in other words, is that depending on the expectations of this season, it could be somewhat alarming or concerning. I think you're right. If it's championship or bust kind of season, and you're right, they have a roster that has that pedigree, right?
Yeah.
And I would be concerned if that was their expectation. I mean, look, it's everyone's expectation to win it. But if those are the expectations from the media team, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
I'm concerned. If the expectation is, a not borderline, but a playoff team that can get a win around maybe 2, I think they're good where they are.
Yeah.
As much as you don't want to be 1-3 after 4 games.
Yeah.
I really like that team. Like, if it's not for giving us the ball with 5 plays remaining, they did what they had to do. That offense scored with seconds left in the game.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, giving a team that has experience like Kiss My End Zone, giving them 5 plays is not the best situation. And they've just I felt like they found themselves in those games. They need to start winning the games when it comes late against Badgers. Badgers, like, similar to Kiss My End Zone, they're FPF experienced team at least from the quarterback position, which helps a lot. I think if they can start flipping the switch against Badgers, against deep balls, against Fit Squad will be tough because they're 4-0. Against Team Rocket, benchwarmers and Fit Squad in weeks 8 and 10.
Yeah, it's tough.
That's tough. While again, we both believe that this is going to be a playoff team. I'll put it this way: since they're going to be a playoff team, those are actually 2 good tests going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
To see where they rank, what they're not finally, because that's late into the season, but like know what they need to fine tune specifically against these teams if they were to meet again in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I think those are good, like, tune up games.
Very fair.
Because I think we're agreeing that they're definitely a playoff team. And even if they lose the regular season games, there's the minds of Maud Lacasse on offense and Seth Galina on defense that are great at adjusting. So watch out for Fighting Tigers.
Yeah, and you got, like, Dylan Taylor, right? Like, a guy who's killed it in higher divisions at the quarterback. Like, right, that's another offensive mind.
Yeah.
So,
Will Power, your Co-Ed 2 finalists, please.
Alrighty.
And your winner.
Okay, Co-Ed 2. So we talked. Obviously, there's a lot of good teams. I like this division. Like I talked about, sub for a few games with you guys. Oh man, this is a tough one. Okay, I'm gonna say champion, and obviously here again it could be anyone against anyone. Okay, I'm gonna go.
Yes.
I'm gonna go Benchwarmers against the Villains.
Oh.
Yeah, I like the Villains.
Okay.
I think we're gonna see a little bit more firepower out of them come late in the season.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's Benchwarmers. I think this team
win it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because actually they're playing each other this week.
Yes.
So I'll go with the Villains in the upset this week, and then Benchwarmers getting their revenge later on in the season for the championship game. Benchwarmers have the squad. Like, you look at the plus minus, they're plus 74, right? Like, it's not really surprising. You would expect that from this team. So I'm going to say Benchwarmers over the Villains in this year's final.
Okay, so we have a preview of the finals coming up this week. So catch that one at Brossard. We move to Co-Ed 1. Will,
Great
lot of
teams. Holy cow.
Yeah, Co-Ed 1's insane. A lot of teams in Co-Ed 1 built their teams to take down the Power Rangers, who've won, I've lost count, 4 or 5 championships in a row. Who so far is the one team that can best do? I have no idea how I wrote this. Which team did the best job so far in building a team to take down the Power Rangers 1 month into the FPF season?
For me, it's Kiss My Outlaws.
Why?
You look at how this team is built. You got Stephen Harpersad, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, quarterback that I know very well. You got guys like AJ Gomes,
Yeah.
Isaiah Lard, Alexis Dubois, who's a very good defensive mind, a very good defensive player.
And only that.
You said it, not me. Then you have Rekka, who I talked about too,
Yeah.
right? You have Joey Notaro, who's is a heck of a rusher and who's got speed for days. Again, this is not even mentioning the other players they have on the squad. I think in terms of offense, defense, and in terms of rusher, quarterback, and snapper, and all those important positions in FPF, they have what it takes to beat the Power Rangers. And there's a lot of you could make a case it's the Northern Braves too, right?
Right.
Or I believe Nado Priest is throwing the Division 2, right, in Code 1, if I'm not mistaken.
Funny Club. Yeah.
So, like, guys, teams like that, too. But for me, if I had to pick one, I'd go with Kiss My Outlaws for the reasons I said.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're now riding a 3-game win streak after losing in week 1 to Northern Braves.
Yeah.
So they're starting to hit stride, and yeah, that's that. I'll if I had to pick, I like Northern Braves. They probably have the 2 best females in all of co-ed on their team, and that we've said it time and time again. It's the co-ed is won and lost with how good your female receivers and DBs are, and if you want to go man, great. These female receivers
will win.
They're definitely going to win their matchup against any of these co-ed 1 teams. So that would be my pick. That was a quick segment there as we move along. Who are you more intrigued to see play their 3rd game of the season? So these 2 teams have only played 2 games so far, Girl Scouts or Free Smoke. Both have yet to lose a game. Who are you more intrigued to see a bit more of in the 3rd game?
I like Free Smoke. Free Smoke is a team of players that a few of them have played in the higher divisions before.
Yeah.
This is another team filled with athletes and just has speed for days. Jimmy Lee Janvier. Remember when first time I really started familiarizing myself with him was when I played with Takeover in Div. I think it was 5A at the time. Really good quarterback. Can sling the ball left and right. It's just a fun team to watch. Talk about a team that has like charisma, speed, athleticism. That is very like well-rounded. I think you could see either of those 2 teams between Free Smoke, but and the other team. But I'm gonna go with Free Smoke in this one. And the next game they play is against Northern Braves, right?
Okay.
So they have a big bye. Their next game is February 18th. But I think Northern Braves Free Smoke, that could be a heck of a game.
I'm gonna go with Girl Scouts.
Okay.
They're 2-0. They just came off a blowout win over Les Bleus. They beat Justice League in their first game, which came in week 3 of the season, 31-12. So rather handedly, my quarterback that I drafted, Emmanuel Bransard, beat your quarterback that you drafted in Sarah Parker in the Justice League.
Okay.
They're playing Power Rangers in their next game this coming Sunday. So I think this is a true test. As we said, a lot of teams built theirs to beat Power Rangers.
Yeah.
So I'm very intrigued to see how Emmanuel Bransard does against the Power Ranger defense. Like I said, she's very familiar with her receiver Béatrice Bouchard. Julien Prou is one of those very versatile players that you could stick him in anywhere in the slot, and he could probably play snapper. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
Safety, DB, wherever he's lined up, he's always a threat. So I just like the composition, both girl and male on Girl Scouts.
Nice.
That
is good. Yeah.
Are you surprised, Will, that LPP, Le Petit Fuck, are 1-1-1 after winning the Co-Ed Cup in the fall and after adding Phil Ferrand to the squad.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I played against these guys with Kiss My Outlaws, and they were missing
Yeah.
Phil and Dom in that
That's
game.
true. Yeah.
So that is really their only loss. Well, not really. That is their only loss of the season.
Yeah.
Against a team that I'm really high on in Kiss My Outlaws. They tie Free Smoke, who I just talked about. It's very good, and they beat Easy Fun. So they've had a tough schedule, and I know that all of the division is tough. Am I surprised based on the schedule? No, not really. Am I worried? I'm not worried about this team. This is a really good team. A very smart team. Team with a lot of speed, athleticism, been playing for a while, and a team with really, really good chemistry. To talk about like a team, all these like guys and girls together mesh very well. Like they fit like a glove. So a little bit surprised because I expected them to be better, but based on the schedule, I'd say so. No, to answer your question, and I wouldn't say I'm too worried about it either. I think I wouldn't be surprised to see them back in the finals.
Oh.
I mean, it would be a little bit of a surprise,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't be surprised to see them back.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
How does that
I
make
could-
any sense?
What?
It would be a little bit of a surprise, but I wouldn't be surprised. But
I'd be a little bit surprised to some, but not to me.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you can say that about any of these teams, though.
Right.
It's like, I wouldn't be surprised if Northern Braves made it, or Fast and Off Furious, or The Funny Club, or Justice League. Like, yeah, they could all make
Yeah,
but
of
that
course.
just speaks to the talent of Co-Ed 1, and what makes it so intriguing is that week in, week out, like with Le Petit Fuck, in a couple weeks, they're going to be facing that powerhouse Power Rangers team.
Yeah.
I want to see how that battle goes, and if I'm there on Brossard, playing at 7:00, I'll come earlier to watch it at 6:00. So yeah, I think I'm not worried either. I want to see how they do when facing off, like we said, Northern Braves, Fast and Off Furious.
Yeah.
Some of these really, really good co-ed teams.
Well, that's where the true test comes in. Yeah, it'll
Yeah.
be fun.
So you gave a little preview, maybe, of who might be in the Co-Ed 1 final, but officially on the docket, Will, your Co-Ed 1 finalists and winners, please.
Alrighty, I'm gonna go. I gotta go with my boys from Kiss My Outlaws. Kiss My Outlaws.
Okay.
Yeah, Kiss My Outlaws.
Are you
And
sure? Yep.
yeah, I'm gonna go Kiss My Outlaws, and I'm gonna go with Northern Braves.
Yep.
So a rematch of Week 1.
Yeah.
And I think Northern Braves get it done. And
Okay.
they beat them again.
So Stephen Hariprasad unable to exact revenge in a Week 1 loss. He sees a Week 1 loss and a last week loss on the season for him.
Hey, it's the Braves.
That's that magical touch. I'm telling you, the Laurent Beauchamp, Clara Baudouin, you just can't. They made Alexei look silly. They made him. They broke his ankles.
Really?
Oh yeah. it was. Yeah, it was funny.
I remember seeing a game of the week, I believe, with Laurent Beauchamp when they won a while back in the cup, and she was everywhere on defense.
Yes.
Like, she was breaking up like plays left and right.
Yes, I know
was super impressed.
It was a fall cup
Against
game.
SCL?
Maybe.
Yes.
But I just dominant on the football field.
Yeah.
So they she leads them to another or to their first co-ed championship.
Yeah.
In D4, Will, we both play in the division.
Yep.
Give me your quick thoughts about Division 4.
I love Division 4. I think that you can make a lot of cases about teams being in a division that like they're almost too good to fit in, quote unquote. You talk about just the players, like some of the guys that are playing in this division are like ballers, and like a lot of them are guys who haven't been playing FPF for long, but you can see them potentially making the leap sometime soon. I think the parity is pretty good. There are some teams that are favorites, of course, like they are in every division. But I think Division 4 is really fun this year, and I'm happy to be playing in it. And just the games that I've been playing in, right? I've had one game where I lost in the last play of the game against Trap Stars.
Yeah.
A game where I won in the last play of the game against Les du Nord. So just shows a game I just tied last week.
Ludenau? You went on the last play of the game.
Well,
against
we were on
Ludenau?
defense. Like we were
Against Mengoose, you mean?
no, against Le du Nord.
Oh,
with
you
Hot
did-
Sauce Sports.
Oh yeah, you didn't blow them out?
No, we won by 6.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
okay.
was,
I recall that differently in my mind.
Yeah,
okay.
no, we won by 6. I think we thought we were gonna blow them out because we saw like their week 1 schedule that they got blown out.
Right.
And no, they're ballers.
Okay.
And
Yep.
then we won this. We tied this past weekend, right? So it just
Yes,
shows how
yes.
how close these teams are in the division. So yeah, Div 4 thumbs up.
Cool. So kick-starting the weeks in Game 5
Yeah.
is Ludenau that we just talked about
Yeah.
real quick, facing off against Mengus. So two teams you have played.
Yes.
Who will get their first victory of the season?
I'm gonna go Loup du Nord
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I would have gone Mengus. Why are you going Ludenau?
because I think that they have the players to beat the strength of Mangu's team. And what I mean by that is
Yeah. What do you mean?
Loup du Nord have speedsters, like absolute speedsters.
Oh, right.
And Mangus, they have some guys that are fast, but I'm not sure that's their forte. And I could see Loup du Nord completing 2 or 3 40 bombs on them in this game. And like you look at the last time they played, Loup du Nord was against us, right? And same with Mangus. But like Loup du Nord, the first game of the season they put up 0, but they came late and they only had 5 players.
Right, yeah,
So that's a scratch. And against us, they had players. One player in particular, I'm trying to remember his name, is like an absolute bullet.
Right. Pease was
I think
telling
it was
me.
Joseph Orkandi, 5 catches, 116 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, he said that he cuts at an incredible and doesn't lose a step when he makes his cut.
I believe he won an RSEQ MVP as well.
So you're not surprised by that.
I am not surprised by that. I only found out after the game, which wasn't all that helpful. But
So you didn't scout properly.
I did not
as-
scout properly,
yeah.
no. But I'm gonna go with Loup du Nord. Yeah.
Okay. I'll go Mengus with it.
Okay.
I think the flag experience is very underrated as
Yeah.
much as the athleticism is on full display for Ludenau. You know this. There's something to be said about the experience. And
For sure.
and I think with Nick Schaefer playing receiver.
I didn't realize how good of a receiver he
yeah,
was.
right?
Yeah.
Like
I've only seen him play quarterback.
yeah,
He
for
had
the
a really
most
nice
part.
touchdown where he just boxed out one of our defenders and
Yeah.
kept both feet in bounds.
Yeah. It's impressive stuff, and I think his experience he can pass on. Although it's not perfect, it's not always a here's how you read this play and watch me do it. It's hard to translate that
Yeah.
from one quarterback to another. But I think it helps. The confidence helps in the huddle, and the halftime discussions are very valuable. And as
for
the
sure.
season goes along, I think Mengus are just going to get better and better. So give me Mengus in that one.
All right, good take.
Give me Will, we've played this in a few of the divisions now. We're going to go once again a quarterback edition of Stardom, Sid'em, and Cut'em.
Okay. I like
The
it.
3 quarterbacks I'm giving you for Division 4.
Yeah.
I got Michael Caparelli
Okay.
of 4th and Schlong.
Okay.
Frédéric Paquette-Perrault that I
Okay.
featured on Power Rankings.
Right.
He has 19 touchdowns, 0 interceptions.
Yep.
Count it, 0 interceptions. And Jules Regimbald of Diamond Bougie. Yeah, I know. It's I'm giving you some
These are
tough.
good. I like them.
So give me who you starting,
Okay.
who you benching, and who you cutting.
So I saw 4th and Schlong play. And sorry, just remind me the QB's name.
Michael Caparelli.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
He is good.
Yeah.
And I think that I'm saying this, but I'm gonna cut him. Just because
Yeah.
because nothing
Yeah,
against
yeah.
him. Just
Yeah,
the
yeah,
other
yeah.
2 guys are really good.
Yeah.
I think for him, it's gonna take a few more games to establish his rapport with his receivers and
Yeah.
with his knowledge of the game. I think that's gonna come like for a few more games, maybe by the end of the season. So for right now, I'm going to cut him. I'm gonna bench. That's a tough one, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bench Jules from Diamond Bougie. He played against you right in that championship game not
Yeah.
too long ago, and I think that that was obviously that was like a really good game, and he's good. His connection with Felix that we talked about too, and Reginald too is really good. And then I'm going to start the name.
Frédéric Paquette-Perrault.
Yeah,
of,
I'm gonna start.
Bessette de ses potes.
Perrault, because they've been like you said, obviously taking care of the football there, the no interceptions there, and sitting at 3-1 in the season. I haven't seen him play too much.
You
but
haven't? Yeah, you
no,
haven't.
I unfortunately have not.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
when you're first 4 games of the season, you haven't thrown 1 pick. Like that's not a fluke.
Yeah,
That's
no,
really
no.
like there's like maybe it bounced off a receiver's hands and gets picked off. Like this guy must be making reads and must be feeding that ball into tight windows.
The I haven't seen him this year.
Yeah.
I saw him it was smack middle of COVID, fall 2020
Yeah.
when we reopened. He subbed for Mangoose,
Okay.
and I'm like, that doesn't look like Nick Schaefer.
Right.
I'm like, oh, he's better than Nick Schaefer.
Really?
I'm like, oh, he's in Division 4? Oh, we're in trouble.
Oh boy.
This guy's good. Very,
yeah.
very good. I'm like, Mangoose don't have Nick Schaefer playing. I'm like, we'll see how this quarterback is. And I'm like, oh, he's better. He might be
That's
better.
bold.
He might be better than Nick Schaefer. Now, that was winter 2020. Fall 2020. So Schaefer's come even as good as he was back then. I think he's gotten better. So I would be very interested to catch one of Paquet Perreault's games.
Did you see his Did you see his stats in winter 2015?
No,
Look at his stats in winter 2015.
your head's blocking the
sorry.
season, which is
wh-
hard to
the
see.
second-
The
but
second line.
The second line.
He has
Duck
47
Dynasty.
touchdowns to 3 picks. That's crazy.
74 completion percentage on the season.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
I
He's-
follow that like
Yeah, so I totally understand why you're starting him.
Yeah.
I like the experience that Jules has accumulated over these seasons. He's just gotten better and better.
Totally.
So I understand why you're benching him. He's on your roster, but you're benching him, and that's incredible that we both want to. It's not that we want to, but we're forced to cut Michael Caparelli because he's the next guy in FPF. He slings the ball, and while he's definitely a great thrower of the football. I think the game management part, he's a season behind or 2 seasons behind Jules, and for those reasons, that's why we're doing that in that order.
Like Michael throws a beautiful ball, right? Like that
Beautiful.
comes out like
Beautiful.
like a dart.
Like I told my guys, guys, watch out. He can sling it. Be in the right position, and you can tell your team he can sling it,
Yeah.
but until you're on the field
Yeah, you don't
and
know.
you see it and experience it, it's something different. And
Yeah.
he's one of those guys that like, oh, I have to be this close to my receiver to like make a play on the ball.
Right.
Yeah. So he's definitely one of the up and coming guys in FPF. Will, last thing here in D4.
Yeah.
Which team are you more disappointed in? The 1-2 Team Ethnic team, the 1-3 Sheriff team, or the Bandits that are 0-3?
Oh man.
Who are you most disappointed in with those sloppy starts to the season?
I like the Sheriff. I have a few guys I know on that team fairly well, but I'm gonna go with Team Ethnic
Okay.
with Ben Lawler throwing for them. Right.
Yeah.
When you have him throwing in Division 4 and the way he's able to command an offense, sitting at 1-2 is surprising.
I get
And we've seen him slip a little bit from his great seasons.
A little
just
bit.
a little, just
Yeah,
a little.
yeah.
And like this season is kind of telling of that, even though it's only 3 games in. With him at quarterback, no matter what team you're playing on, like who your receivers are, he should be having success with his team, and he should be at a winning record. So I haven't seen them play that much, so I wouldn't like. He seems to be a tad bit off with his receivers from what I've noticed. I know he likes the deep ball. Maybe he's going a tad too much, but I think like just because I know how good they are, I'm gonna go with Team Ethnic.
I'll just comment on it and then I'll pick a team.
Yeah.
So 60 points in 3 games, 64 points is like 21, 22 points a game. That's you're right. I expect more from a Ben Lawler led offense.
Yeah.
But 95 points against in the 3 games, 30 or 30 plus points. You can't expect Lawler to yes and no. I just think you're putting a lot of
Admittedly,
pressure.
last week the Bissett game has definitely spiked that a lot.
That's
Yeah.
that's true. So I think he's more successful in those lower scoring games, like week 1 against Bandits, 18-13. You see, like this. I think the minute a team or the team defense lets 30 plus points, he's really missing Will Bissonnette
Yeah.
on this team, and like that speedster on the
Hit
sideline.
speed for days.
Like that's a first play. That's usually a touchdown,
Yeah.
sideline touchdown. That's 6 points that are coming off the board, like
Automatically.
for this team. So like
Yeah.
instead of that, where I'm comfortable with him hitting 30,
Mm-hmm.
I'm now expecting 24,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where they're kind of hitting right the 20s, the 22s, which is actually 3 TDs and some converts. So it's not exactly hitting the 4 TD mark. I think this team absolutely needs to hit 4 TDs to win games, and the combination of missing a few key players plus the defense letting 30 or more, it's not a recipe for success. So yeah. But my pick, I'll go with the 0-3 Bandits. I think they're good enough to have at least one win so far in the season. Having none so far is just overall just disappointing. Will, your Division 4 finals prediction? It's a pick 2 kind of division.
Like okay, easier.
Yeah,
that way.
just
I like that.
You pick 2.
You know what, Iggy? I'm gonna go back with one of your teams. Kiss my in-laws in the finals.
Yeah, I feel like I know who I'm gonna be facing.
No, I'm kidding. I gotta go with Reed.
Yeah.
They're stacked.
They're crazy.
And I'm gonna go with the Reed winning it all.
It's
Right,
gonna be
they're the team to beat in this division.
They're the team to beat.
You guys are sitting at 4-0. You guys have put up a lot of points as well. And there's a lot of great teams in Division 4.
Yeah.
Rightfully so. But I think it's the Reeds to lose, and I think that it'll be you guys against them in a very high scoring game. But I'm gonna go with the Reed in this one, just edging you guys out for the Div 4 championship.
Yep. I don't disagree. I think the Reed are, like you said, they're the team to beat in Division 4. So I'd be not happy. I want to make. These are all generic things I'm about to say, so I'm like stopping myself from saying them. No,
Generic's good. Generic's good.
No.
Captain Obvious is good.
No. Just the Reed's the team to beat.
All right.
Final division here, Will, as we wrap it up on Calling the Audible, episode number 4. Division 1. Did Jeff Rosenblatt and Double Straddle, did they get a rude awakening from the Braves and reinforce the notion that Double Straddle is a middle card team?
I don't think so. Look, Double Straddle sitting at 3-1 right now. They played the Bulldogs twice.
Right. They got off to that 3-0 start with back-to-back wins over the Bulldogs.
The Bulldogs,
right?
and Party Crashers week 1. Bulldogs are a good team, led by my buddy Marvin Steinberg, who's been doing a great job with them. A lot of great players on the team. It's a team that's kind of built together, like a lot of friends on the team. They got athletes, but the Division 1 obviously is tough, right? It's the cream of the crop of FPF. Yeah. So, Bulldogs may be at the bottom right now. So, yes, they did beat Bulldogs twice. That's 2 wins. Party Crashers is still a tough team to beat.
Yep.
No matter who they have, no matter what, no matter if Fred Dupree is not having the quote-unquote season necessarily we expect, that's a good team to beat. So, look, I wouldn't say, like, there's 3 teams like definitely I'd pick over Double Straddle, and I know maybe that's me saying maybe they are middle of the pack, but when you say this game proves they're middle of the pack, I'm not sure I necessarily agree. I would say I think they're middle of the pack because there's Braves, right? There's Flagmon Sac, there's Kangaroos, right? There's all these really good teams in the division, but I don't think this one game necessarily means all that much in terms of how the season's going to go, if that makes sense.
Yes. So I think I have I had a quote from Pease, which, by the way, I got hit in the head in his game, is exactly with Hot Sauce Sports. So he hasn't been feeling like himself exactly. So I've been like getting weird messages sometimes from Pease. He created a
even
group.
weirder than usual.
Yeah,
that's weird.
He created a group that we already had a group for.
Oh, okay.
And then I realized today, I'm like, wait, don't we already have this group? And I'm like, wait, since when do we have 2 groups like this? So
he even named the group. It wasn't just like a group chat he created with us. Like he literally went through the process of naming the group chats and we already had.
Anyway, so he sent me a quick note about the Jeff Rosenblatt game against the Braves. That Rosenblatt said that they dropped a lot of the passes, and even one of a deflected pass got picked off by the Braves. And we had talked about how the only way you're going to beat the Braves is to be perfect.
Yeah.
Because their execution is perfect.
Yeah.
So that tells me that they're not quite there yet.
Yeah.
And like, at least in this game, and this game is a test of how you're going to do against the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
I mean, how are they going to fare next week against Flag Sac? Because that's another team that executes to perfection.
Yeah.
So
Right.
how are they going to fare? So okay, they've seen now what it takes to beat the Braves. 13. This is obvious, but 13 points is not going to do it. And even Braves who put up 42, they're going to need to put up more than 42 to beat Flag Sac.
Yeah.
Flag Sac are a team that
they just put up 60. Right. They literally just put up 60 points.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. So but I'll be okay if they lose 60-50.
I know what you mean, and I'd agree with you on that one.
And that would be a hell of a game to watch.
Yeah.
110 points.
Bro, sign me up for that.
Yeah, seriously. But
Yeah.
I'd rather that than the 42-13.
Totally
loss.
with you on that one.
Yeah.
Because you have to be able to. Giving up points is expected in division.
Yeah.
Alexi gave told me advice once, like I was playing higher in the divisions. It's like you play defense to get picks,
Yes.
to get stops. It's like
Yes.
you're not gonna force a team to punt the ball or turn the ball over on downs. You have to jump routes and get picks. So I mean, you gotta expect teams to put up a bunch of points. I'm with you. If double straddle lose and put up 40+ points, I'm okay with it.
No, I'm fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was double straddle. Now at 0-3.
Mm-hmm.
How many wins could KGP get with Phil Cutler or Joey Taylor at quarterback? Because it seems like he's filled in a few times here for KGP. There again, like I said, a winless on the season. How many wins do we expect KGP to end with? KGP plus, I
KGP
guess.
plus. So now they're at 0-3.
So
I say 4.
Oh, okay. 4 in the next 7 games.
Yeah, I say 4-3.
So are you seeing the Bulldogs and double straddle sweeps? Is that how you're getting to your 4?
So they played double straddle twice. It's true. I didn't.
And Bulldogs twice.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you're not saying they sweep them on both those times, then they have to beat either Braves,
which they've notoriously done.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair.
Right. And I could see them beating like Flagmont Sac.
Sac, and then All Stars. Right, those are the other 3 on their schedule in order to go 4 wins.
I can't see them beating All Stars.
No.
But Flagmont Sac.
You see?
I know they put up a ton of points. I don't know. It's kind of tough. I mean, the one knock on them is their defense isn't great, right? Flagmont Sac, but I just talked about how it's an offensive game. But once Phil Cutler gets into rhythm and, with the defenders they have, maybe that the offense is able to fuel the defense to at least get one stop against that Flagmont Sac team.
I'm torn between Phil Cutler slowing the pace down of the game as a game script and keeping Flagmont Sac to 5 possessions. The thing is,
I wouldn't do that.
Would you rather give Flagmont Sac 5 possessions or 8? I think giving them more possessions, they're more likely to go 5 for 5 than 8 for 8.
Right. Exactly.
So I think I'm torn between slowing down the game and limiting the possessions versus giving them as many offensive possessions as possible and hopefully getting one stop out of 8.
Because I don't think we give Phil Cutler the credit he deserves, right?
Yeah.
He may not be as good as these guys like Kevin Wyeth,
Right.
Dan Lazara, and Maher, and even Neto Priest here, but he's a guy that can keep up with them.
Yeah.
He can keep up with them. So,
sure.
If the final score in the KGP plus game against Flagmont Sac when they play against each other is 47-46 for KGP plus, that wouldn't surprise me. So I think you look at their record right now. They're sitting at 0-3, but Joey Taylor's played in 2 of their losses that weren't all that close. And Joey Taylor's a great quarterback, but his offense is not for everyone, right? Joey Taylor's offense. So the game that Phil Cutler played, he put up 6 touchdowns, no picks, 248 yards, a QB rating of 140, right? So in a tough loss, I believe that was to Kangaroos where they put up 41 points.
Yeah.
Right. So. I get you're in between both ways, but if I'm Cutler, I'd say, look, I have what it takes and the weapons to compete toe to toe with any team in the division.
Yeah, I think so. I mean that I'm just gonna open it up. But that Kangaroo game, if it looks like it was a game of converts, where both quarterbacks put up 3 TDs, and it was that's insane. That was Dan Lazara hitting 5 2-point extra points.
Gosh.
That's 10 points right there.
That's nuts.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So I exactly. I think the strategy should be try and go 6 TDs to Nadeau Puise's 6 TDs
Yeah.
and try and beat them on converts.
Mhm.
I think is try and get limit them to 6 possessions. Try and win the game there. Are you impressed, Will, by the rebound win that Kangaroos had in defeating the All-Stars team? Now, home was not there, and they had, I guess Mo saw this, but a somewhat injured or fully injured Sean Summergin. So are you impressed by Kangaroos' win on this, 42-41?
Very, very impressed
Yep.
with this game. I think that you could look at the stats. You could look at how well like AJ played, Dan Lazara played, and the rest of this crew. But All Stars are obviously not an easy team to beat, right? And like when you go in a tight game with the All Stars, I'm not sure you're expecting to win many of those games, right? How this game finished, I was playing with Hot Sauce Sports at the time, and man, was it loud! It was on the field to my left, and at Lachine, and it was like, well, you know how the Kangaroos are, like they got the crowd and everything, and they get super pumped, and obviously they wanted this game, right? This is like the cream of the crop of all of FPF. If you're giving me Kevin Wyeth with a chance to win the game on a 2-point convert at the end of the game, which happened here, I'm taking Kevin Wyeth to get it.
Yeah.
Right? And they didn't.
Yeah.
So, like, I think that in itself is very impressive. And just with the fact that the Kangaroos haven't been as competitive as you would like them to be, or as probably they would have liked themselves to be early on this season. I think this is a statement win for the Kangaroos and a huge, huge win for them. And, yeah, I'd say it's definitely a huge bounce back for them. And look, if you look at one of their wins, Iggy, was against Braves, where they won by a forfeit, right, 60-0. So technically they're 2-1 this year. Yeah. Like this is a real like signature win for the Kangaroos.
I think the Kangaroo defense came up strong when it needed to be.
Yeah.
Right. What happened, Eagle?
Don't worry.
Are you sure?
Yes.
What are you doing? What is this?
Math doesn't work sometimes on our site.
You were adding up. No. Are you sure?
Yep. Count the number of targets versus the number of attempts.
And
But we were just talking about this in the car, right?
Yeah. Anyways, whatever. We'll talk about that off air.
Yeah. Cool.
I think the Kangaroo defense though came up strong when it needed to.
Yeah.
Like you're suggesting on the last 2-point convert, obviously it's huge. And I think I don't think I'm looking at it. All Stars had the last 7, or was it 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They had the last 7 plays of the to end the first half. Give Kevin Wyeth 7 plays to end the first half. Is he scoring a touchdown?
Heck yeah.
He didn't. So there was 3 incompletions where on the first 4 downs we're able to move up 7, 5 for 12, 4 for 16, and 10 for 26 yards. So they were 14 yards away from the end zone. And on first down, incomplete to Theo Ojea. Second down, incomplete to Rory Summergin. Third down, incomplete to Quade Johnson. You give 3 chances to Kevin Wyeth from 14 yards out. Yeah, there's 95% of the times he's scoring.
And you could talk about, you said, right, they're missing Pat Jerome, who is arguably the best wide receiver, best player ever to play FPF.
Right.
But like, you get Theo Ojea.
Yeah.
Right? Theo Ojea is arguably the best player in all of FPF, right? So you're still like getting a baller for a baller.
Yeah, for sure. So I think the defense was huge. Like you give up the score there, you lose the game.
Yeah.
So there, and I want to say that even All Stars got a possession back because they didn't score there. I want to say they went looking for the play-by-play. I want to say that they went for the onside kick.
I love the onside kick.
And they did. You know what? That's crazy because Isaiah Allard took an unnecessary roughness penalty right as the touchdown.
Isaiah.
On the touchdown, which made the onside kick 10-yard easier to convert.
And at that point, you have to take it.
You have to.
Or no matter what point it is in the
game.
Yeah.
You take it because not only does the team not start on your 5, if you make it, they start on the 15. You just made it 10-yard easier to complete that first down. They did. So the All Stars did and scored a touchdown. So Imagine, like they stole a possession in the first half, and were still able to come back with the onside kick for it. So even though that wasn't a great defensive series
Yeah.
for them, they came up in the clutch when they needed to.
It still didn't phase them, right?
End of the half and end of the game.
Yeah, that's huge. Like just like in the NFL, how often we talk about the 2-minute drill?
Yes.
The last 2 minutes of the first half and the end of the game are huge. Just like in basketball games, right? Closing out a quarter is huge.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. So no, they clutched up.
William Power, for your last one of the evening.
Oh my goodness.
Your Division 1 finalists, your Division 1 Winter 2023 champion.
Oh my gosh. Oh my. This is
Yeah.
okay.
Who's making it to Brossard in April? Eagle, are you going to be there?
No.
Oh,
Thanks for
God.
buying me Tiggy. I see what you're
Yeah.
doing. That's nice
Yeah.
of you. I'm gonna go with All Stars
Okay.
playing in the finals.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Who's the one that's going to try and take Kevin Wyeth down?
I think it's the Braves.
The Braves.
I think it's
All
going to be All
Stars.
Stars against the Braves. I was really debating between the Kangaroos there.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough. No, I'm going to go All Stars, Braves in the final, and Kevin Wyeth gets his 101st FPF title.
After a season where he might break the passing touchdown record set by himself, Kevin Wyeth looking to add another Division 1 championship to his name. That's according to Will Power. Eagle,
So you
it's
went.
now
Wait. I want to make sure we're clear on this. In the very first division we previewed, you picked Kevin Wyeth versus Joe Maher in the Division 2 finals. In the very last preview for the finals, you picked Kevin Wyeth versus Joe Maher for the Division 1 finals.
It's a Kevin Wyeth, Joe Maher type league.
Fortune favors the bold.
We're living in the Kevin Wyeth and Joe Maher's world, and yeah, we're just living in their world.
Hey, Dan Lazare is there too.
Yeah,
Dan
that's
Lazare
true.
is there
That's
too.
true.
Crying in a corner because he keeps losing to finals, apparently.
Eagle. it is
Games
now-
of the week.
Fucking guy.
You used to do it much like
God. Yeah, do it.
Cooler.
Do it properly for willpower.
when I started watching it. It was like I was looking forward to this.
Division 2, Moretti Crime
Wow.
Family, blessed. I don't have patience for this. We're at 3 hours.
I cannot pick it,
Oh, yes, that's true.
and I will not pick it.
I'll go blessed.
Nice.
Killer Bees, Vengeance.
Vengeance,
Yeah, vengeance.
God Skills, Vengeance.
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 Run It Once, Party Crashers, Blue.
Run it once.
I'll go Party Crashers Blue to go 2 and 5.
Touch Foot, 450, Braves 2.0.
Braves.
Braves.
And Terror Squad, Urgence Medic.
I'll go Urgence Medic.
Same.
All right, we're going to go Division 5A, Him University, Ice Up.
I'll go Ice Up.
I'm gonna go my boys with the Him University.
Backwoods Football Club, Menace to Sobriety.
Menace 2.
Yeah, Menace.
Ballers, Practice Squad 5.
Ballers.
Can Practice Squad stop the Ballers deep ball? Give me Ballers.
Glory Boys, Buffalo Wild Wings.
Give me the Wild Wings.
Yeah, I'll go Wings.
Clinkers, Tip Top Shape.
Both teams need to win here. Eh?
Yeah, I'll
It's in
go
top shape.
Clinkers.
Save the Turftles, West Island Boys.
That's good. Good matchup. I'll go save the turf.
Same.
Le Speakeasy, Big Fat Bats.
Give me the Bats.
Yeah,
Zatelli brothers.
big fat bats, baby.
Tokyo Sandblasters, Rico Riders.
Tokyo's gotten better over the weeks. They looked bad week 1. They've improved in 1 month. Give me Tokyo Sandblasters.
I'm gonna go with this is Learner's team. Maybe
Yeah,
Rico Riders.
yeah.
I'm gonna go Rico Riders.
And No Friend Zone, Les Petits Carottes.
I can't pick it.
I'm gonna go with your squad, Iggy. No friend zone.
All right.
5B, Pocket Rockets, Killer Rays.
I'll go Killer Rays.
Killer Rays.
Les Blue Dry, Red Dragons.
Good matchup here again. I'll go Blue Dry, though.
I'm gonna go Red Dragons.
Bulldogs, What Could Have Been.
What could have been?
Could have been
Vic in a Box, Wolf.
Vic in a box.
Pick in a box.
Him, You, Primetime.
I'll go Primetime.
I'm gonna go him. You.
Primal, no pun intended.
Primal.
Primal.
And cover 3, Warriors.
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 All right, women's 1, Bleu Pou, Fleur de Lis.
Oh, good matchup. I'll go Fleur de Lis.
I'm gonna go Bleu Pou.
And then Fleur de Lis, Montréal.
Go Fleur de Lis 2-0.
Yeah, same pick.
Vortex Brut.
Haha.
Vortex.
I'll go Brut.
Les Bleus, Ghosted.
Les Bleus.
Les Bleus.
And Fit Squad, Stars.
Interesting.
Give me Fit Squad.
I'll go Stars.
Women's 2, Dream Killers, Les Petits Miettes.
I'm gonna go to Timiet.
Yeah, same.
Les Loups, Extreme Bullets.
Bullets.
Yeah, I'll go Bullets. Extreme Bullets.
Wildcats, Cavaliers.
Wildcats.
I'll go Cavalier.
VC Cubs, Les Petits Miettes.
I'll go Team Yet.
Yeah,
2-0.
same. 2-0.
And Red Nation, Dream Killers.
Red Nation.
Yeah, let's go Red Nation.
All right, Division 3, Preach, Beer Belly Brigade.
I'll go Preach.
Nice.
He can't pick it either.
Nope, can't pick it.
Air Force 1, Greendale Human Beings.
I'll go Greendale.
Greendale.
Easy W, Mangoose.
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 The Stoics, Blue Chips.
That's a good
I went
matchup.
back and forth in this one. I'm going the Stoics.
Blue Chips.
Alpha Dogs, Silent Ticklers.
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 Blackouts, Junkyard Dogs.
Blackouts.
Yeah, Blackouts.
Les Maludes, Les Gros Coq.
Gros Coq.
And Arouche, Green Munches.
I'm gonna go Green Munches.
Yeah, Green Munch.
Backyard Bullies, Une Phrase Bien Fournie.
Ooh, both teams need it.
Yeah.
I'll go France bien fourni.
I will too, my
See
good
if
boys.
they get it.
Yep.
That's What She Said, The Infantry.
That's a good
Ooh.
one.
Yeah.
Give me the infantry.
Yeah, I'll go infantry too.
Bearskins, KGP Ra.
KGPRA, as people would say.
KGPRA. Yeah, I'll go KGP.
Blues Clues, Never Overtime.
Blues.
Blues.
Mongoose, Free Smoke 1.
Ooh.
Free Smoke 1.
Free Smoke 1. Yeah.
All right, 35 plus, Gladiator, Monster.
Go Glads.
I'm gonna go Monsters.
Rainmakers, Pacemakers.
Pacemakers.
I'm gonna go Pacemakers.
Pacemakers.
Paramount, FPF.
Paramount.
And Polvige, JMJ.
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 All right, we have Division 6, Why So Serious, Maccabees.
Maccabees.
LaSalle Warriors, Midget, Win Diesel.
LaSalle Warriors.
LaSalle.
Texas Chooches, Seatown Spice.
The Chooch. Let's go Chooch.
I think I know a few of those guys.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Chuchis.
Yeah, Tyler Cousins.
Slippery Slopes, Mountain Dew Babies.
I'll go Mountain
Give me
Dew.
the babies.
FA Squad, Trailer Park Boys.
Trailer Park.
Is that your team?
It is.
I'm gonna go FA Squad.
Trailer Park Boys.
Dime Squad, The Royals.
Or Dime Squad.
Dime Squad.
Practice Squad 6, Betway Bandits.
Ooh, that's a good one. I'll go Betway.
Yeah, Bedwood Bandits.
Demons, Dewey Molasses.
Demons. Marinopolis.
I'll go Dewey Molasses.
Pigeons, The Habibis.
That's a good.
Habibis.
Habibis.
Grooves Crew, No Fly Zone.
No Fly Zone.
No Fly Zone.
Gyprock State University, Toon Squad.
Toon Squad.
I'm gonna go GSU.
Montreal, Red Blacks, Towers FT.
Towers.
Towers FT.
Threat Level Midnight, Mountain Dew Babies.
Babies again.
The babies, yeah.
And Baby Rays, Don't Blink.
Babies
I'll
again.
go Baby Rays.
All right, we're going to go Co-Ed 3, Canicule, Fast Not Furious 3.
FNF 3.
Yeah, give me Dobbs.
Half and Half, Paquer.
Go half and half.
Half and half.
Sneaky Snakes, Blocked Party.
I said Block Party. I'm going to stick with it. Block
Yeah,
Party.
same. Black Party.
All right, we're going to go Co-Ed 2, the IG Team, Fit Squad.
Fit Squad.
Fit Squad.
Deep Balls, Flamingos.
Deep Balls.
Flashbang Team, Hungry Hippos.
Good matchup.
I'm gonna go Hungry Hippos.
I'll go Hungry Hippos too.
Benchwarmers, The Villains.
I gotta stick with the villains.
I'll go Benchwarmers.
Flashbang Team, Benchwarmers.
Benchwarmers.
Ooh, Benchwarmers.
Team Rocket, Block Party.
I'll go Team Rocket.
Team Rocket.
Badgers, Fighting Tigers.
Tigers.
Tigers get a win.
Fireball, Kiss My End Zone.
I'm gonna kiss my end zone.
Can't pick it.
All right, Co-Ed 1, Party Mix, Northern Braves.
Braves.
Yeah, Braves.
Les Bleus, Funny Club.
Funny.
Funny Club.
Power Rangers, Girl Scouts.
I'll go
I know
Power
Girl
Rangers.
Scouts. I know
Power
Girl
Rangers.
Scouts.
Power Rangers for me.
Easy Fun, Fast Not Furious.
FNF.
I'm gonna go easy fun.
Division 4, Loup du Nord, Mengoose.
Did you know?
Mangoose.
Top G's, In and Out.
I'll go Top G's.
Top G's.
Ball Don't Lie, The Heartbreak Kids.
Ball don't lie.
Yeah, I'll go Ball
I love
Don't
that
Lie.
name.
Fourth and Schlong, Golden Eagles.
Fourth.
Long.
Schlong.
The Sheriff, Kiss My In-Laws.
Give me kiss my in-laws.
Can't pick it.
Wide Open Bar, Bissette et ses potes.
Beset.
I'm gonna go wide open bar.
Bruins, Friends with Danny.
Bruins.
Ooh, tough and close matchup. I'll go Friends with Danny.
Hot Sauce Sports, Nomads.
I'll go Hot Sauce.
Do I say Hot Sauce Sports by 50?
Yes,
Yes.
you have
Okay.
to.
Hot Sauce Sports by 50.
Blue Dreamers, The Reet.
Read.
Reed, yeah.
Les Bébés Magiques, Team Ethnic.
Baby Magic.
I'll go Bébé Magic.
Voodoo, Balls Deep.
Balls deep.
Balls deep.
Cunning Stunts, Les Bleus Branleurs.
Cunning.
Cunning stunts.
Vultures, Diamond Bougie,
Dime.
Bougie,
Martin et Le Flag, Mofos,
Mofos,
I'll go Marcin Le Flag.
Les Jet Plain, Bandits.
Bandits.
Bandits,
And finally, Division 1, Braves, KGP Plus,
Braves.
Braves,
Party Crashers, Kangaroos,
Kangaroos.
Kangaroos,
Double Strato, Flagmon Sac,
Flag.
Sack.
and Bulldogs, All-Stars.
All-Stars.
And that's it, guys. Will, thanks for being here.
Thanks
Yeah.
for having me, boys.
I felt the
Thanks.
power.
You did?
I did.
I felt it too.
I felt like you have a brother named Max and a sister named Agatha.
Agatha. I knew you were gonna say that. Does it feel like my nose is bleeding right here? I just realized that the whole show.
Maybe
It's like a weird shadow.
Okay, folks, my nose isn't bleeding.
For those that didn't get it, I got the power.
I love it.
I can't play that. It's copyright.
It's really cheesy,
Yeah.
but I love it.
Will, thanks for joining the show.
Thanks for having me.
It was long, as you saw,
it was.
but
My ears are on fire.
Yes, yeah. You don't realize how much the pressure of the headphones will hurt.
Yeah.
That's why I wear the hat. Thank you for joining again. Thanks for all your help here. Eagle, thank you for producing the show. Even
Always a
though
pleasure.
I saw you had bad takes on your bread, Pumpernickel is not number one. So I will say good night to Pumpernickel and our FPF audience.
It's okay to be wrong.
Settle, man.